Welcome to the GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also remember to follow us on Twitter at KMega4.
Baseline back around again. Baseline back around again. Baseline back around again.
Woo! What's happening, everybody? The GRG podcast is live. What's happening, everybody? We are here, man. Another Friday in the books. Episode 196. For the people out there that's listening to on the radio. Yeah, this is in episode 1, and this is probably episode like 13. But yes, if there's a way that I can try to bring back all the old GRGs and put them on there, I will definitely do that. But that is old. That's 196 episodes. I don't know, man. Let's just come to YouTube and come and watch it. Anyway, so what's going on, everybody? Definitely hyped, but yet exhausted. It has been a very, very, very long week. Behind the scenes, you talking to people, you have interviews, you got interviews that's supposed to happen, and then you can't because of scheduling, and then playing demos, playing games, got embargoes. It's a lot of stuff that I wasn't expecting to do as much as I did this time around, especially trying to get my big toe in the room, into the space, the E3 space. But regardless of that, it was a lot of stuff that I learned, and now hopefully now this is the next step to move forward. But I hope you guys go check out the interview that I had with the Miko from Dream Tech. You know what I'm saying? It was really cool. It's a really cool game that's going. I'm going to be giving that game away just on Twitter. Not as just a game that I'm going to do here, but I'm going to show some gameplay of it for sure next week. But yeah, it's called Life Slide. Really cool game, really cool concept. It's got that chill factor like Flower, but then yet it's you're going through and you have to do different things, and you're using a paper airplane. It's pretty unique of how it is. It's got you have to sustain yourself by getting minerals and then also getting money, and then it's like this creative way of doing it, and it's a lot of stuff. So go check out check out the interview. But I'll definitely have another interview up this weekend. So for another game, yeah, it's really cool. So anyway, without further ado, let's get on to the panel. Let's get started. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So let's start off with the lady in the room. What's going on with you, Miss D? What's happening?
Much. Like you said, it's been a really, really long week. I'm glad it's over as far as, just getting through it. But yeah, it's been chill. Sorry about the news that we had this week, and just ready to get into it.
Thanks. Yes, no doubt. So thank you guys, man. Thank you, Master Clowns. I really do appreciate that for becoming a member. Thank you so much, man. The compliments is ridiculous, bro. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. That is that's thank you so much, man. Henosis, what's happening? I see you, Stone King X, you know what I'm saying? I see Sleepy Goblin as usual, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys so much. Curie, what's happening? Yeah, go share this out. Let people know that we're alive. And we're about to get into it. So I'm pretty sure that Lemon will come in being Lemon as usual. But yeah, we will get to it. So all right, Still Rain, what's happening with you, brother? How's your E3 been? What's going on, man?
Hey, Mega in the squad. What's going on? Back in the GRG kingdom, already bringing the rain, coming in live, raw and uncut, as I Still Rain usually do. Look, man, E3 has been a fantastic time. And it's been a wild week, man. We've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of hot games dropping. Good to see some roadmaps come out. On some sides, we've seen some weak shows, but I guess we'll probably talk about that a little bit. But other than that, man, it's been an exciting week. Just going back and forth with people talking about different things, and it's just been a long week overall. But other than that, man, I'm excited to be here with y'all, with the squad, getting ready to talk this game talk, because gamers recognize game here in the GRG kingdom. But other than that, man, much love. And I hope y'all got your seatbelts buckle strapped, because we here tonight, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. No doubt. Gang. Let's get it. All right. And my man, Still. I already said Still Rain. I wanted to say sick.
I was wondering.
I was wanting to say sick, but it just came out. Yeah, it's a long ass week, so it just said Still again. No, sick. But see, that's why, you know what I'm saying, my boy, AKA Sick, okay. Slayer, what's happening? As I call him, AKA Slick. What's going on, brother?
Oh man, yes, the long week for everyone, myself included. Man, and, I've never been to E3, but I've been to press conferences and stuff where you have to walk around the show floor and talk to vendors and this and that. And even though I did not do anything like that this year or ever at E3 before, I've never been to E3. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I even missed the Dragon's Den last week because all of a sudden I just got knocked out and then woke up the next day feeling right as rain and wondering what happened. Otherwise, man, I too, what a week, man. Mm-hmm. E3, podcasting, watching these press conferences, and trying to be informed, to be able to speak on these podcasts intelligently, takes a lot out of you, man. Yeah. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like next year at E3 when we're walking around the show floor and talking to vendors and stuff. That's going to be nuts. So,
yes,
man, I'm tired too, bro. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, bro, it's a mental hit, man. It is definitely a mental hit. But yeah, but it's worthy. This is like, like we and Lemon and 100 used to say when we first would get out there, get it started, get packed up and bloody. I can't forget my boy Bloody. And shout out to Little Dragon, the little homeboy that he always had come with him in Operation Op. Yeah, man, we would get there and we would get suited and booted, man, real early in the morning. I usually would always be the one to try to get up late. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time I was working and I didn't have no time to sleep in. And so I was like, man, I'm going to get as much sleep as possible. Then Lemon beating on the door. Come on, man, we got to go. And it's like 7:30. I'm like, Jesus Christ, come on.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sleep in when you're dealing with anything with Lemon, bro. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, but it was like, come on, man, let's go, son. Yo, we ready. I'm like, bro, I'm exhausted. But yeah, no, we get through it. And then cracking it is called getting to work. That's what we say, man. We get to work. So it was really fun. It was a different way of doing it, but I really do enjoy it. But with that being said, let's get on to the other man out there that's been doing some work too. He was showing a little bit of gameplay, doing his thing out there. So PK Entertainment, what's happening with you, brother? What's been going on? How was your week?
What's happening? It's been busy, man. Look, most electrifying man in all entertainment right here on GRG Live, and I'm glad to be here. Glad to be part of the 405 family. Definitely. We had a very good E3. All the way around the corner.
Oh, I know
there was some disappointment. I ain't gonna lie, but at the very least, it was generally a great showing all weekend.
Okay, all right. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people here that's going to have a difference of opinion about all weekend, all week, but hey, it is all right because that's what we do here. Not everybody's a yes man or woman. We definitely keep up. We hold down our thoughts, and that's what makes GRG great, and that's what makes it special, no doubt about it. So, all right, cool. I'm looking forward to it, to hearing what your thoughts about everything. All right, so let's keep it going. I see the man himself. I just talked you up. I talked you from out of Brooklyn, right hand of the Zeus. 108 Dragons TV. What's happening with you, brother?
Brooklyn.
Life is good, man.
Oh, hold on. Let me. Oh man, I'm slow playing. I'm not on my game. I ain't got no horns. I ain't got. There we go. Brooklyn. There we go. All right, come on. That took a lot out of me.
Man. We had a great week, man. A great week, man. I had a disappointment moment, but overall, this is like the best E3 I've seen in years, and I ain't just talking about because Xbox showed up. Everybody kind of showed up to show the strength of E3. So, yeah, let's get it, man. Let's get into these topics.
All right, let's go. All right. Did I miss anybody else? Because I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on right now. Okay. All right, good. All right, cool. So, like I said to everybody out there, share this out. Let's get this party started. All right. So first off, let's talk about.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at I'm looking at YouTube. I said, "Well, I look like K-Mega went live."
You know what?
Oh man.
I said, "Oh snap!" Because I just got in the house.
What day it was?
Yeah, straight slow. That's a fact.
Long week.
Hey, man, you're not the only one who forgot what day it was today, bro. So, hey.
No, I just came in from Coney Island for a little while, man. So, you know what I'm saying? But, I just got out the shower, jumped in the party chat. You know, I'm talking to clowns and 100 in them and Grav. And I said, why can't make it start live now? Like, what? Started streaming 2 minutes ago. Looked at the clock and said, oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm here.
So let me just go ahead and say this. Okay, so I know that you did a lot of streaming and stuff this week. How do you feel? Like, I mean, do you feel still energetic? Did it take a lot? Did it take some out of you? How do you feel?
Well, I don't stream every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of work.
Okay. See.
I mean, it'd have been worse if we'd have been there.
Bro, it would have been. It would have been nasty.
Exactly what I
It wouldn't have been. But being that I was able to stream, put out the information, and all that stuff, it was kind of easier. But it's still a lot of work because you put a lot of effort into it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like just go live and talk stupidness. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on point. You got to be on time. You got to do your thumbnails. There's so much behind the scenes that people just don't understand what it takes to be a content creator.
And the research. Oh, dear God, the research.
It's a lot of work.
That's very important.
A lot of work. But all right, cool. All right, so let's get to it. But you know what? That's rude of me because I asked everybody else, but I did not ask D. So how was your week? How was everything? I just asked how you was doing. I didn't ask how was your week, man. You've been busy because
it was good, to be honest. It was kind of eventful personally, It was my first, like I took off this past weekend
Nice.
because I was working literally like 21, 22 days straight without a day off.
Ooh, bruh.
So I actually took Saturday through Tuesday off. So not only was it E3, but I also was able to take off both of my jobs and just kind of chill for 4 days. So it was pretty good. And I'm about to have another weekend off before starting a new job. So it's been pretty good this week.
Nice.
So even though it was a long week, it was still a good week. I cannot complain at all. It was really good.
Nice. And so basically, you're telling us that now we can all hit you up for some loans, since you over here going to be making
So what
that
happened
money.
was the way my direct deposit is set up.
Now, don't come in here frauding with that cash.
Yeah, we gonna need that cash. We gonna need a little of that. Let's go. Get it. Get it. You know what I'm saying? Look. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you go get this work, woman. We about to come and give. You got to give us. Okay. All right, we got it. All right, so
I got you on my tax coming. I got you.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. But okay,
Next year.
Next year. Okay. All right.
The taxes.
And then you're gonna forget it. Yeah, when the taxes come. I got you. But okay, so there's one thing I do have to explain before we get into the first topic. Okay, so I showed a picture the other day, and for some reason it confused some people because it was a picture of a gun that was purchased, and it was a picture of a Xbox Series S. And I don't know what the hell some people's thought process of it was, from where they got their thoughts that maybe that K-Mega went to try to rob a store or was trying to show that, like, yeah, I'm hood or whatever. I'm like, what? Okay,
What?
First off, listen, this is in 1970s, sucker. I'm finna go ahead and hold a 38 special revolver and go rob a cave. Stop. The point is when I made the tweet, I said, look, this is the only way to shop in Oklahoma because I went and I took my mom to the gun store because she wanted to go to the gun store so she can get her a new gun. And so I took her there. So she got it. She got a Glock 9. That's just my mom. Mm-hmm. That's what she do. My mom carries a razor and a Glock. Well, she had she still has her old school 38 snub nose.
Played with.
But She
your mother ain't from Brooklyn?
No, my mom is who she is. Anyway, like I said, I've been raised with guns all my life. But anyway, so she wanted a new gun, so she got one, and so then I decided for my wife to get a new weapon because she needs one. Because the weapons we have here is that they're too heavy. So so what I did, I was like, oh, this is real lightweight. Normally the old school 38 snub nose are pretty heavy, full metal, but this one was really light. And it's a serious for protection, no crazy stuff like that. I know it's for some people they were trying to hate guns, stuff like that. I'm all about the Second Amendment, but I do love my Rachel Maddow. I do lean liberal with my politics, but hey, I love everybody, right? So we just went there, and then I said, you know what? I've been hearing that there's supposed to be some Series X's or some S's out there. So right down the street, not that far from it, I went to the GameStop, and sure enough, they had some Series S's available. And so I went up there, and so I was like, yo, they had like 4 Xbox One X's, and then they had but the Xbox One X's were gone, and then they had like 10 Series S's, and so I went and bought one. For y'all out there want to know the price, out here it was $327, and I got the 2-year warranty, so it was $377. When it got that puppy, it was all good, and then left the store. So there was still 8 available at that time. I'm pretty sure that they're all gone by now, but yeah, I was just shocked. And so then I was like, I got to take a picture of this. This is crazy to me. And so that's why I posted the picture, like, only in Oklahoma you can buy a gun and you can buy a damn Series S at the same time. And people just went bananas over that and trying to make it out to some other shit. So I just want to clarify that to make people understand what that was. So I don't want people to try to get this impression that I was trying to post something to be hard or anything like that. I don't try to promote that type of bullshit. But anyway, all right, E3.
Man, forget all that. Pull up, get pulled out on. Fact. Let's go.
Run up. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ignorant clowns on Twitter.
Twitter is
that's
a mess,
damn fools.
Oh, man,
facts.
Man. But anyway, all right, guys. So let's talk about E3. I'm gonna go ahead and go straight to the lady on the panel, get her thoughts about this, and then I'm gonna have a backup question to everybody once they tell us what was the hits and misses for them afterwards, because we have to still talk about the showcase, the summer showcase that happened as well. Which one is the best one? But I want to hear what y'all thought about the E3 week. Give us the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then I'll get to those super chats. Thank you guys so much. So go ahead, D. Let me know what you thought.
What I thought about the whole E3?
Yeah, the whole E3. What was the good stuff? What was the bad stuff? Let me know.
So I don't really think there was anything that was necessarily good or bad as far as presentation. To be honest, I was prepared to be disappointed. Not saying that E3 is disappointing or, you just can't have everything that you wish for. You can't have your cake and eat it too. So I was preparing myself to be disappointed. I know there were a couple of games there was a list of games that was out there where it was just like, don't expect the following games. I knew Fable was on there. I don't know if State of Decay 3 was on there, but I know like Saints Row was on it. And some other things. So I kind of went in like, all right, even though I'm going to hear some things about these games, I'm not going to hear it. I was really pleasantly surprised with that Xbox showcase. And I do say Xbox because Bethesda really didn't have anything that spoke to me, to be honest. I felt like the Bethesda showings kind of slowed down the momentum of what Xbox was showing. With Fallout 76 and things of that nature. I'm not looking forward to Starfield. I don't hate it. It's just not on my radar, if that makes sense. I didn't get to catch Nintendo because I haven't been feeling well these last couple of days. But, Square Enix didn't catch me either. I was disappointed that there wasn't another Tomb Raider entry or some kind of something. I was hoping they would do something after Shadow, since I wasn't a huge fan of Shadow. Rise was my favorite.
My phone.
But I mean, of what I saw, it was pretty good. I'm glad it's back. I'm glad that even though it wasn't physical, it was still something to look forward to, almost for everybody. And I am that person where I'm like, I miss Sony being there. Not saying that they have to be there. But, E3 is such a big gathering. It's where gamers just come together as gamers and not, console elitists. We're all about the games. So it, again, felt weird not having Sony be there with their presentation. Because I enjoy their presentations. Even if it's not my system of choice, I still enjoy it. So I was missing them being there. The only part of it I was just like, yeah, I could have, I wasted my time watching this was the Square Enix. I hate to say it, but we discussed that briefly on the last time we got together. But it was pretty decent. I didn't see anything really wrong with anything.
All right, cool. All right, so let's move. Let me get to the super chats. Okay, first off, I see you, Legends. Okay, hey man, long time no see. He says you're cool in my book. I got a pony contract for you. Join the dark side. Listen, I already own a PlayStation. Matter of fact, I was actually looking for, if they didn't have a S or S, I was looking for a PlayStation Slim, a PlayStation 5 Slim. And, of course, they didn't have no PlayStations. They said they haven't seen a PlayStation in months. So that was unfortunate.
Oh, but they're selling, K-Mega. They're selling like crazy.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they.
But 25% of them haven't even been booted up yet.
I mean, but they were saying, but man, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you have the pony contract. You know what I'm saying? I would have to. Things are gonna get easier. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you're taking back the L Mega that you said that you created. So I appreciate that, brother, man. Anyway,
guys, switch your play too.
Hey, PK, come on, man. Why you having conversations, man? People can hear everything that you're doing in the background.
You don't never mute his mic.
Mute your mic, bro.
I'm trying. I'm having electrical storms. I apologize.
Oh, okay. So get the chicken. Don't forget the mustard.
Yeah, don't forget the mustard, baby. But Daddy, what's going on here? Like, what's happening? It's like you got chaos popping up over there.
I'm out of power right now. I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, at least you showing some dedication. We'll give you that. We'll give you a pass.
Be safe. That's all I need.
Yeah, be safe. Yeah, don't get hit by lightning. But you
Don't
only
go
like,
outside carrying that
That's
lightning
weirdly
rod.
specific.
but you 3'9", so and you wear high heels, so you know what I'm saying. You wear a high
I need
platformer,
some
so
short
you
Prince.
so he ain't
What's
gonna get hit.
going on?
He ain't gonna hit it.
I'm sorry,
Go-
Kim. It's still kind of hard hearing you from the ground of that ass whooping I gave you in Soul Calibur.
That's okay.
That's
We're
Soul
gonna, you know what? When
I
I
like
do
that.
Soul Calibur on Fight Night, I do want you to come back in because you did. You whooped my ass. You whooped my ass good. You gave me a good ass beating. That's cool. All right, but I don't see you in Tekken or Mortal Kombat either. You didn't say nothing about that. But let's get on to it again. My man Legends, he says that new Forza looks good. Finally, an arcade, Need for Speed killer. I support the decision of Forza. The direction of Forza because Need for Speed's been trashed since Carbon. Man, like, I can't wait to see what Motorsport's going to be. But we're going to definitely talk about that. But thank you so much, Legends. I do appreciate that, man. That's real support. And you know what, Killer Master Clowns, you are a nut. I do appreciate it, but man, you. Man, you are serious in the chat, man. No doubt about it. And I see Pong Soul that kind of popped his head over here, man. If you're still here, man, what's happening? I know you got that stuff over there on the other side. But, man, shout out to you and yours over there, man. No doubt about it. But, all right, so speaking of that, let's get to Steel Rain. This Pong's partner in crime at a living split screen. See, I got you again. Anyway,
There you go. I like it.
okay, all right. So, what was your thoughts about E3, man? I mean, the good, the bad, the ugly.
All right. I guess I'll start off with the because we live with in the Dragons Den. You know what I'm saying? We was definitely kicking out, having a good time with E3, but overall, E3, I thought it was solid overall. There was only 2, maybe 3, if you want to count Nintendo, that really stood out for me. I do feel like, I'll start off with kind of my negatives first. I do feel like Sony not being there is a misrepresentation for their consumers. It just doesn't come across great, you know what I mean? It just kind of shows that they're not that invested in showing face for their people. At least that's the way that I take it. Again, I feel like E3 is a big event. You see how places like GameStop dropped Xboxes the following day after E3, and because of the hype that carried over from E3 and everything that they did on the Microsoft side, people were lined up outside of the door ready to buy Xboxes. So it kind of shows you in the different conversations that we're having in these different stores. And you were hearing this. I was hearing this from all over the place. I had people at work that were talking to me about this same thing, and telling me about what they've seen from E3 and everything else. And it just kind of shows you that E3 is still one of the bigger stages as far as your typical consumer goes, man. That's when people are paying attention to whatever's going on in gaming. So for one of the big 3 per se, quote unquote, not to be there was I felt like it was a huge negative, at least for me. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, E3 wasn't all that great because of that. I also saw a lot of people downplaying, what Microsoft was bringing to the table and trying to say that, oh, E3 just wasn't great all over. And I'm here to tell y'all, brother, like, if you sitting here trying to still downplay what Microsoft has done, you're blind, deaf, or just don't choose to see. And this isn't some movie. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for Microsoft, E3 would have been completely irrelevant this year. And I feel like that's what really set it off. Again, Microsoft came in, they stepped through the door on that Sunday and really gave y'all a roadmap. Gave us a roadmap as to what we should be expecting. And that's across the board as far as the variety and everything. But so just to kind of start off, I guess we could start off with the Summer Games Fest. The only thing that really interested in me from the Summer Games Fest thing was Elden Ring. I'm hyped for Elden Ring. That whole trailer that dropped, it has me highly interested. I'm a Souls fan. I'm highly invested in that genre. So seeing Elden Ring finally get dropped was an exciting thing to me. Again, I still feel like it was supposed to be seen at the end of the Xbox conference just because I don't think they were going to have the Xbox fridge there initially. I feel like they just put that there to kind of save face and kind of play into it. I know it's a thing that they were saying that they wanted to get into anyway, but I feel like it was more so a thing because it got pulled for whatever reason it got pulled from. I'm not going to throw the rumors out there right now, but with that being said, yeah, from that conference, it was good. And then we rolled into Ubisoft, which happened on Saturday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, live in the Dragon's Den. And from Ubisoft, Rainbow Six Extraction, Riders Republic, and Valhalla can continue to get the updates that it's going to get. Really surprised me. And those are what really showed face for me, that held some interest for me. Rainbow Six Extraction, just because even though it's not your typical Rainbow kind of game, I like the variety that they're adding to it. To kind of just, my gripe with it is that it just feels like Rainbow Six Siege with an alien skin on it. But who knows? It could turn out great. They used a lot of the different aspects between the characters and everything, and they seem like they're doing some dope things within the game. So, I mean, we'll see how that ends up turning out. And then and I think Devolver happened that same day. Devolver was really dope. They're more of an indie-based showcase. I know a lot of people have been, at least from what I've been peeping, and myself, took some interest in the game called Death's Door. Again, it was one of those. It's another one. I believe it's a roguelite also. If I'm not mistaken, I could be in that. But it was one of the ones that definitely pulled my attention from it. From that, and then we move into what was it? I think that same day we had Gearbox, which was not great. Like, with everything they were talking about, that's the same day we found out that Godfall was also coming to the PS4, and I had to give you that shout out, K Mega, because you definitely called that one out. And it's crazy. We'll get into something like that later, because it's one of our topics. But seeing Godfall come to the PS4 when they were saying that it's quote unquote designed for the PS5, again,
them SSDs.
You're seeing the trees fall and the clearing and just the clearing open up. You know what I mean? It's becoming a very scary scene. And something that people need to pay attention to, man, because not only was Sony not at E3, but they also it's like the mask is getting pulled off. It's like a Scooby-Doo scene. You know what I mean? You get to the villain and you're like, oh, let's see who's under this mask, and it's Sony. You know what I mean? And it's crazy the way that they're doing things. I just hope that at some point they come out and really tell gamers what they need to look forward to. Other than that, only other thing that I really took from the Gearbox showcase was Homeworld. Again, it's a throwback. It's an RTS, like a space RTS from back in the day that I was really invested in. And then we moved in that Xbox definitely stole the entire E3. Anybody that tries to downplay it, from the pacing to the variety in games to the quality of games that they were showing, cannot be said. I mean, I could go on and on about the entire showcase, but my main stars from that was seeing Halo Infinite. That story beat that they gave us. I know a lot of people were like, oh, well, they didn't show us any campaign gameplay. Well, let me tell you this, just the same way that God of War was shot with that single camera kind of focus, it's the same thing that they're doing with Halo Infinite. So whether you want to believe it or not, what you were shown in that game, in that reveal, whether you want to call it CG or whatever else the case might be, is what you're going to get. At least that's what I came across with, especially if you have that understanding of that single camera view that they're using in Halo Infinite to really tie in not only the story beats but also when you step into the action, all make it really seamless. The same thing that God of War has introduced kind of, and there's other games that have done the same thing. And then other than that, for me, I'm definitely, because it was another one that I was hyped up for, that I was saying I hope presented well, was Horizon 5. Again, people were saying
as
that,
you're seeing it right here.
We reached the epitome of how good games could look, and time again, just like I was talking about when I was live with Xbox Ultimate that Sunday, everybody was saying, "Yo, this picture looks great. That's cool. They're 12K camera. That's what's up." And then you see the cars just seamlessly slide into view, and you're like, oh, okay, this is the game.
I thought it was this game that you're seeing right here. I thought it was another clip for Flight Simulator.
That's how real it looked.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
Right.
But just
Yeah,
to
very
see,
first, photorealistic.
yeah, exactly. Just to see Horizon take it to that next level is crazy because we thought we were at the peak and we're continuously seeing that games are just getting better and better over time as they get used to this hardware again. And we're not even a year in yet. These games are going to release towards the consoles being out a year, and they're already speaking for itself. And then after that, so those were my two highlights for that. After that, I believe we had Monday and Tuesday, which were kind of a blur for me. Capcom was weak. I didn't understand what they were trying to bring to the table. Square Enix, I thought was solid. Guardians of the Galaxy looked all right. The fact that they were taking the whole single player focus, I thought was dope because of apparently you see that they need some time away from the whole multiplayer aspect of thing or service-based game side of things. The only thing that may save that game is Black Panther, but I still don't think that that's going to be enough to attract people to stay invested.
Don't sound too confident into the Black Panther.
No, it's sad, man, because they had so much potential with it, and again, you're seeing like the Anthem syndrome continue, and it's sad. You're taking these great ideas and just driving them into the ground. Just trying to, especially with the poor representation of the loot system and everything else. But that's neither here or there. Right. Babylon Fall looked all right. Another game that it was looking good. I like the concept of the game. But it looked rough visually. They were saying like, oh, we were taking the idea of like an oil paint sketch. Well, you need to take that oil paint sketch and put it back in the oven and actually add some textures and some good.
I'll help you out with that, brother.
Try.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying deep down. That's what you're saying.
It needs to go back in the oven. Y'all need to work on that.
You just trying to you're trying to be nice about that.
Lost in Paradise, whatever you want to call it, man. Like.
Chaos.
Not only did we find out that it's not
chaos. Dude without the drip. Hey man, how's that a Square Enix game with a dude without the drip? Like, you know, if that's one thing about Square Enix, they dudes be dressed. They men and women in their games be dressed down. They be dressed down as the kids call it the drip, which I kind of like that word. That's smooth.
It's the drip.
I like that word as an old man. I like that. I'm gonna steal that from the youngins. I'm gonna take that. There's a couple of words out there like that, like slapping. I like that word too. I like slapping. Okay, all right, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
But just to dive back into it real quick.
Yes, sir.
Final Fantasy Origin looked like it didn't know quite what it wanted to be yet. It looked like it wanted to be. It had the Devil May Cry art style with the Souls-like gameplay, and while still trying to maintain the Final Fantasy look, I guess, or aesthetic. And you got this guy running in talking about chaos 20 times. And it just didn't present very well for a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, what's going on? For me, overall, those are my E3 highlights. Again, Microsoft stole the show. If it wasn't for Microsoft, I don't know if E3 would have even been worth looking at this year. So and that's just me. So
all right. So basically, you was like this when you seen Chaos, right?
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, so that's what you were saying. All right, I got you. I got you.
Something ain't right, man.
Something ain't right. All right, cool. All right, so let's jump on here. 108. Man, come on, man. Let us know.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, man. Get hype, man. Get hype. You know what I'm saying? We here.
All right.
Okay.
Listen, man. Listen. Sony not showing up. They not just not showing up at E3. They not showing up at Gamescom, and they ain't doing Tokyo Game Show either.
That's something. I'm glad that you just brought that up because it just left me. But there's something that I just seen here. And matter of fact, I just seen it from my boy Master Clowns, man. X3. Shout out to you, the man that's killing the chat right now. he's in there lit. You lit in the chat. Yes, you are lit. He just sent something that was saying that Sony registers a new trademark for PlayStation Experience event. It basically goes down. When I was reading it, it said that there's a trademark for some kind of showing to happen July 8th. So that basically is kind of talking about
rumor right now.
That's the rumor. So you know what I'm saying? That's something that's seemed like that's what's going to happen. And then of course it went into the whole story about like Sony is working on 25 different titles or some sorts and things like that. So very interesting. So Sony is saying, look, we're going to be doing this. We want to be the last ones to show what we want to show, and of course their fans are going to be very happy about that. But yeah, 108. So now you got that news, but what do you think about E3? Regardless,
well, they did announce they had 100 shows coming the rest of the year. They said They said 100. I don't know. They did say that before E3.
They also said they had 30 games in development.
Yeah, facts. Listen.
Oh, come on, man.
What makes me sick? I got two disappointments. Sony not showing up and Nintendo's press conference. I'm gonna get into that in a minute.
Oh man, PK's here, so you can't do that.
I don't care. Well, he might as well shut his Nintendo ears off because this is a fact.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna even get into that. I'm not gonna get into
only 108 facts. It's not fact.
Oh.
No, it's facts. It's facts, and you
alternative
get this smoke.
108 fact.
Somebody's about to get this work.
Let me get my turn.
Okay, and right now, this is Lemon and PK right now, staring at each other right now. They over here like, yeah.
No, we're not staring at each other. I'm staring down at him like I'm God.
Oh.
And guess what? You get knocked back down. You can stare all you want with your eyes open, laying on your back.
Let's get to back. They looking again. Oh.
Let me just say this for the record, right?
What?
I don't really go at no other console, or I just say what it is. Sony not being there is disrespecting their fan base because they have nothing to do but sit on other people's channels and Twitter. Oh, that wasn't good. You wouldn't have that energy if you had something to watch. You wouldn't be trolling if you had something to do to keep your minds busy other than hate. This is why Sony has created more monsters because their attendance is on a negative level. People are watching trailers from other companies, Ubisoft, this, and the third, just to see if it's coming to PlayStation at the end.
Right.
They're taking away from the biggest show on the planet. I ain't talking about people attendance. I'm talking about developer attendance. E3 is where it's at. Game Fest can't touch it. They got one day, one video, one stage. They're done. E3 is a week-long event from the parties, the press conferences to E3.
Good them bars.
They are discrediting you as a customer and your value and your worth because they're not delivering at the time of the season that everybody is looking for gaming information. What am I gonna buy the rest of the year? Because I don't want to see no more fly-by-nights, landscaping, 3-hour-long videos of a game with no commentary, no explanation. Come on, Forbidden West is buying it. But dude, are you serious? You advertise, we're gonna be showing you. What did you show me? You showed me beautiful landscapes with nothing. From satellite view, damn near. Listen. Them not being there, the Sony community is supposed to say something. Oh, we don't need E3. We? You make games? Or you buy games?
Sony
because
said.
E3 is about showing me my next purchase. I'm just saying. But now we're going to get into this goddamn Nintendo.
Sorry. My boy looking real hard at you over there. PK looking.
Listen, I don't talk to dudes that stare at my belly button. Anyway.
Wait. Hold on, man. Come.
Oh my God, he on X Games.
You keep playing with me. I'm coming over your house and I'm making a sandwich and I'm laying in your bed and it's a wrap. I don't care.
Have a fist fight.
Hey, guess what? I'm still laying in your bed. He gonna be laying in there with me. It's a wrap.
That's weird.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait.
Ejecto seat. I don't even know what the hell he talking about. You know people be listening to this. Gotta be careful. You gonna get kicked off 2 shows. Anyway,
okay, all right.
What I'm saying,
continue. Lord have mercy. Woo, all right. Okay, go ahead, Libby. Hold on. Let me read this super chat. Let me get this super chat. Lady Infamous in the building. What's up? Hey, I'm telling you, we can do it. After what we seen today on Twitch with old girl with the horse mask and old girl with the bird mask, she's doing everything.
That's a whole different.
You get them spandex. I can get some Ram spandex, and we can do some things. We can sit here and we can just make it all happen. I mean, because just playing video games on Twitch just ain't gonna cut it no more. They just ain't gonna cut it, Infamous.
They gotta stop.
But thank you so much. She said Xbox got all the games now. The end. Church. No doubt about it. She's absolutely right. Absolutely right. But okay, go ahead, Living.
Now I'm gonna get into this Nintendo situation. All right. Breath of the Wild 2 next year. That's cool. The Metro game, that's cool. It's one more I can't think. Cool. They gave Nintendo fans what they wanted, right? No doubt. But your goddamn presentation on the biggest stage of entertainment in the world is just a regular direct. Just the best you can do. You so comfortable in your skin that you don't give us a real presentation. You give us a regular direct. 40 minutes of boredom. You can't come better than that. You making all the money. You don't drop your prices. You don't adjust nothing.
No, they don't drop their prices.
This is E3. Show me why I should be still purchasing your games with some energy.
Finish him.
People talking about Larry Herb need to quit. Oh. Who older than Nintendo people?
Oh.
With no flavor, no energy. Come on. That's a presentation for E3? A regular direct? 40 minutes? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. And then you crap on the community that's supporting you. We can't even stream that. So I gotta sit here by myself and go through this. It's like somebody take your feet and banging nails through your toenails. Boring.
And then when
disappointing.
Do it too.
No emotion. Right. You don't even want your community to support you. You want all the money. Y'all some suckers. Suckers for that. These content creators, we are the voice for you. Because it's way more to us than IGNs. Facts. And this is what you do. But you know what? The mother flipping king came back. And he stomped Mudfire you. Halo's back. And for all you clowns that wanted Starfield, IGN want to say, oh, maybe it'll be exclusive for a time period. No! Microsoft pays for the goddamn dental. They pay the buildings, the rent, the mortgages that these dudes are developing these games in. What the hell it look like bringing this game to PlayStation? Y'all can twist the narrative. Y'all can do whatever you want. You know what? So being that y'all think y'all getting Starfield, I'm selling my Miles Morales because we gonna get goddamn Spider-Man 2. That's stupid. That is stupid. And I'm sick of you content creators out here lying. You know what the hell exclusive means. You ain't getting Doom either. You ain't getting nothing. Fallout 79, you ain't getting nothing.
Billionaire.
Oh my God.
You know what you need to do? Buy in, sucker. Buy in. It's easy. You're making it easy for you losers. You could buy a stick. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be busting up on all these games, and I'm gonna be pulling out some good old beer out of my mini fridge while you be mad.
Don't hurt him like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bill's gonna be mad.
Oh, don't hurt
And
him.
I'm not just preaching for Xbox. I hate to see people preach stupidity. Stupid. That's just straight stupidness you talking. Oh, it'll come to us eventually. No, they're not. Who paying them 401ks now? Microsoft.
Not the benefits.
Facts. Them dental plans. Are you crazy? You ain't getting nothing. But you know what? I'll have the next Spider-Man because I got a PS5 while you over there worshiping some plastic. Shout out to my man, Master Chief, for putting you suckers in your place.
Oh, where's the stand? Where's the Sony stand pick? Oh, go ahead. Keep finishing them off. I'm right here, bro.
Put you right in your place. I told you. 343 has made the most graphically intense Halos on the planet. You could eat that cracker. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Oh, wait a minute. Forza. Then they promote this. Forza's running at 4K30. Oh my God. Yeah, no, none of you idiots mentioned the performance mode. Wait a minute. HDR is only in the photo mode. No, excuse me. Race tracing Shout out to 100. It's only in the photo mode. No, that's not the truth. Okay, and even if it is, you see that game without ray tracing? I don't even know if your $7.99 TV, $7.99.
Oh Lord.
TV could even display the picture quality, the graphics.
Sir.
You ain't never seen a game look like that. Keep your Ratchet and Clanks. We got photo realistic games. Photo realistic games. I want you to sink. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, suckers. You're getting on this internet, and I ain't talking about the fans. I'm talking about you content creators out here frauding the public. You know you look stupid, you Audience 3 idiots. You're stupid, and y'all gonna get free smoke because you made that bed, you gonna lay in it. And I'm tired of sitting on the sideline shaking my goddamn head at you frauds. You telling people that's on your channel lies. Where is the Nintendo Switch Pro? People that played it, touched it, held it. Where is it?
Oh shit.
Where is it? Frauds. E3 was great, with or without Sony. It was a great show. Ubisoft, great show. Even the Summer Games Fest was good. E3's king, baby. King, because it's multiple days, multiple dev talks, the Xbox extended showcase. We gonna give you some more work. Eat that. Game Pass for the win.
Oh, where's my Game Pass girl at? There you go. Get on, girl. Let them know. Let them know these games are coming on Game Pass day one.
Oh, wait a minute. Starfield. Wait a minute. Starfield. Oh, we got a chance. You ain't got a chance in hell. No more Dooms. No more Starfields. No more Fallouts. You ain't getting Skyrim 57. Whatever. Y'all finito. Stick a fork in yourself. Learn how to play on multiple consoles, and you won't have this issue. Frauds. I'm done.
She's repping. Here's another one. I'm gonna let her dance a little bit on this one while this game is getting shown. Yeah, video games. Go ahead. Go let them know. It's on Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass. Excellent. Woo. Oh man, that was some church. That was you know what I'm saying? Pass the offering, ladies and gentlemen. Pass the offering. Let's go ahead and get to these. Let's get to these super chats, and then we're going to get to you. Still, I'm not still. This is just one of them nights.
No. You gotta let PK go next, because
no, PK. You can't follow that. Okay, sick. I'm gonna let you go last. Okay, so let me get to this. Let me get to these super chats, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get to PK then. All right, so Emmanuel, what's going on, brother? He says, "Hold it down, GRG, y'all wilding tonight." He says, "Of course, Halo won all of E3, but people sleeping on that grounded shrooms and Doom update. You would think that the stands would love that word, shrooms and Doom, because they always consume shrooms, and they always have in their minds doom and gloom. So again, that you're absolutely right. Oh man, thank you so much." And then Rain G4, he said at least PlayStation will Starfield wallpaper. Lord have mercy, y'all are just messy. Lemon, what did you do? You brought the messiness out. But anyway, PK, I know you a man of honor and integrity. I know that this man right here, 108 Dragons TV, did not talk about your beloved Nintendo and their show, their offerings. We gonna hear what you gotta say. Now, how was E3? But definitely let us know the real about Nintendo. Go ahead, brother.
So let me just say, great job. All these guys did put in some effort and definitely gave us something to look forward to. Even though there was some disappointment, starting with Ubisoft, they did a great job. I thought it was solid. Their pacing was right. They gave us a lot of different content that they were showing.
Yes.
Definitely, thumbs up for the show. I'm still disappointed. No Rayman, no Splinter Cell. That is just my particular issue with this. But overall, did a great job. They showed us a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe. I mean, definitely was surprised to see this Avatar game. Definitely, I don't know about you guys. It just took me off guard. I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? I didn't expect this. That Rainbow Six, what was it? The Extraction. Now it did remind me a lot of Gears in a lot of ways, and some other
Yeah,
games
especially
put
with the
into one.
monsters. Yeah.
But
And a little
overall,
bit of
it's
the division, I think, maybe.
and there's a game on PC called GTFO. It reminds me of that too. So it looked like a little bit of definitely some influences, but overall it looks solid, right? It looks cool at least to give it a shot, and definitely overall, like I said, a solid presentation. Um, you know, I'll jump to Microsoft later. I definitely want to talk about some other stuff I've seen. As far as Square, it's kind of questionable. I don't understand some of the things they show, but they did show a lot of new stuff. It's just I'm not sure the direction they're trying to go with these things. But like the Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of weird. I'm not sure what kind of is that single player.
Yeah, it's a single player story-driven game.
And it's coming out on all consoles and the
Yes.
Switch, so it's more like a last gen game. But I mean, I'll definitely give it a shot, right? I'm not shooting it down. It's just kind of weird. Definitely Stranger to Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origin is a little off. It doesn't. I'm not really sure where they're going with that either.
Yeah.
But at least it's something new, right? I kind of feel what G say, looking for another Tomb Raider. But most importantly, my favorite piece of their whole showing is the fact that they showed the king of Wakanda, Black Panther, and showed that they are still dedicated to bringing out new content for this game that a lot of people gave up on. But this new content looks amazing. I don't know about you guys, but just the world that they're trying to build here, the aesthetics of the costume, and what they're trying to do with this expansion seems like a game changer for them. I hope so, because I'm super hyped to see the king come back, especially after the Wakanda lost their king last year, right? We want a definitely a new feeling from the African kingdom. So I'm looking forward to that. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Unfortunately, we got to wait till August for this to drop, but it's 2 months. They got some time to polish things up and get it together. New enemies, new story, and hopefully Black Panther is a beast, because that's the only way to represent him. And I'm glad that they chose to bring him instead of Spider-Man, because that would have been disenfranchised and tone deaf if they tried to do that before bringing out Black Panther, especially after losing the King of Wakanda last year.
Okay, hold on, PK, right fast. Let me read the super chat again, because they said I missed it, but I know I read it because I was just saying that was messy. But to Rain G4, it said at least PlayStation will Starfield wallpaper. So
Said that.
yeah, see, I said that. So yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
no, you good, brother. It's all good. I just wanted to make sure, acknowledge everybody, man. We do appreciate it, no doubt about it. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, Bandai and Namco was like one game. That was super strange. I thought they were supposed to have a whole show and just one game, and then Capcom showed their usual suspects. But overall, they still showed up. For as Nintendo still, yes, it was a Nintendo Direct. They do this every 2 months. And they do, and every E3, if you guys haven't noticed, don't do a show. They typically do their treehouse, which the only thing strange about this treehouse is, I know nobody really noticed, but they always do this because they have a big game always launching in November, including this November, and that's Pokemon. They had no Pokemon news, none whatsoever, and that is their biggest moneymaker, and they did not advertise any Pokemon news, which was strange, especially launching one this November, and then the newer game, the Arceus comes out in January, which is weird too. Releasing 2 Pokemon games in a 2-month time window is just strange for them to be doing that. I take it off guard. I guess, but couples days later, they did announce the Pokemon MOBA game that's coming to Switch for free, and then it's cross-play with mobile, which is also cool in itself. They did show Mario Rabbids. For you guys who own the Switch and never played Mario Rabbids, it's a fantastic game. Probably one of the best games on the Switch that is made by Ubisoft. Amazing. They did show the expansion of Hyrule Warriors, and the original Hyrule Warriors that came on the Wii U was the first one, but the second Hyrule Warriors is the prequel to the Breath of the Wild. And I'm telling you, if Microsoft was to get with Tecmo and get some sort of Dynasty Warrior-ish kind of game made for their IP, it will be flat out amazing. Because these guys
just like 99
don't just
Nights?
make a game. Yes, but these guys pay so much attention to the detail of the actual source material. It's insane. You have Easter eggs and everything all over the place in these games. And I'm telling you, definitely a pickup if you haven't tried it. Especially if you love Dynasty Warrior S games, Hyrule Warriors is amazing. Gots to have that. And they have the expansion they showed. Of course, they said that they're still working on Metroid 4, which is disappointing, right? Metroid Prime 4. We all want that. But they did give us Metroid Dread, which essentially is Metroid 5. I'm happy and sad at the same time because I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It sounded like this is the end of the story. And if this is the end of the story,
it did look that
if
way.
If this is the end of the story, I'm a little disappointed this is the way you want to go out. At the same time, it still looks great to play, but you feel like there should be like this amazing way out of the game, especially knowing that Metroid Prime 4 is more likely is being developed for the next hardware, because that's just what Nintendo does, right? I mean, Breath of the Wild was developed for Wii U, but it launched on Switch as well. So I think that's kind of what they're getting at when it comes to that kind of thing. But still, overall, amazing stuff. I just don't understand the missing the Pokemon stuff. But again, it might just because the Nintendo Switch is something separate. And when the Pokemon Company, when they do their events, it's just Pokemon itself. So, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo are two different companies, and maybe that's why it happened the way it does. Fine. I'm cool. I'm just a little confused by that since you're launching stuff in November for that game. The other thing is, of course, the biggest hype of all is the Smash reveal.
Woo!
That's the biggest, most hype thing of all, and everybody in the fighting community went crazy. The FGC was insane watching Kazuya in Smash with all his moves, including his 10 hit combo.
That's crazy.
Including how Sakurai is a magician. How can he keep doing this, putting all these characters in this game?
Well, it is made by Banco Namco, which is the publisher for Tekken. So
yeah, they do help. But the point is, all these characters, no matter which franchise they come from, he is able to capture and maintain the essence without and still being able to fit it in this particular game. That is some skill. That is very hard to do, to make it work in this particular game. But he does it every single time. And you got to give it to him. Yes, it was just a teaser. We'll get a full presentation on the 28th and probably going to get released that day. I'm hoping and praying because, Master Chief has been waiting for his Smash call. He's been waiting for his invitation. He said it. He said it to Walmart when Walmart was teasing Master Chief, and I would hope and very that he is the last of this DLC package and shut it down. When Halo Infinite come out, they release Master Chief as the last Smash character in the DLC. That would be a stupid time to release him. The hype train is it's already crazy. People will just not go to work that day. Like, it would just be insane, right? Production just stop. Everybody just not go to work. It's too much to process. Now, let me circle back, to the Microsoft Bethesda show. Of course, these guys did a solid showing. They made the fans feel like they're a part of their ecosystem. Even the ones who don't own an Xbox, they're showing that, hey, we got something for you guys, no matter if you buy our console or not, right? We got something for all of you, and we're here and we're committed to gaming. We want to celebrate gaming. We're not trying to. Yes, Bethesda games are going to be exclusive going forward. That is true. I mean, Sacha Bond put it out there. It is what it is. Exclusive to Xbox. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't play it. That just means you have to invest in the ecosystem, however you do it, even if it's just Game Pass itself. At the end of the day, it's not limiting you to have to buy something extra. You might just need to subscribe. And let's just pretend, let's just stop all these theories as if this is a bad thing. I don't know why it's negative. I mean, you guys subscribe to Spotify, Apple Music, Netflix, you name it. You guys all subscribe to that, but that's cool. But it's taboo for Game Pass. Don't you know there's still, and you guys might not agree, but there's still a PS Now, Luna, and a Stadia, and I know Luna is not going anywhere, and it's just going to keep on building. Amazon announced another RPG that's going to launch on Steam this fall, so they're going to continue to build and probably scoop up some publishers to fill their wheelhouse. At the end of the day, don't think subscription services is going anywhere. That's just the future, period. They already announced Xbox app in these TVs. There's billions of TVs, right? That's what 108 would say. But more than that, that's also a segue. That's how more people sign up, because it's ease of use. It's right in your face. And then they talk about supporting the Xbox One even past making games for it by giving them an xCloud app.
Okay, now that's
Just
something that we're going to be.
continue.
That's something that we'll be talking about here a little bit later. So
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, they did a great show. They showed a lot of games. The only thing I would say is a lot of these games won't be dropping this year. They will be next year. But they showed two big knockouts for sure that we could look forward to, and that is the Halo Infinite and definitely the Forza. And both of them looked amazing. No one can seriously doubt how much detail and time and energy they put into this. And I know a lot of people talking about, well, the quality mode is a 4K 30. Well, all these games, and this is why I want to remind you guys, all these games running at the performance or graphical fidelity, whatever it is at this moment, this is before super resolution. Just remember, they are prepared to start enabling this in their games. So when that happens, we probably won't even have a choice between performance and quality. It might just be all in one, and then it just be ready to go. And this is what you guys got to remember. This is before they had the Fidelity FX package, and before they have super resolution, because that drops on the 22nd. So we ready to go. Whatever it's doing now, it's just going to get better. And Xbox showed that Game Pass is the new future, period. 27 out of 30 games coming to Game Pass, and most of them day and date. And you can't argue with that. It's hard to argue with that, no matter how you chop it. And I'm glad it's there. That doesn't stop me. I want to be clear. I'm still buying Back 4 Blood. I'm super excited for that game, but I'm still buying it, because even when it leaves Game Pass, I still want to continue to play it. And that's my thing. Game Pass is there. It's great. It's an entry level. It allows people to try out different stuff. But every game ain't for everybody, and that's why it's important to have that stream. People, when they had GameFly, you had to wait months to get a game. And you still paid monthly.
Oh yeah,
Paid monthly.
In the old school Netflix, yeah, when you had to get it sent to you by mail.
Yes, still had to wait, and now you don't have to do that. That is crazy, and it's only getting better as it comes down the line. Please, people, do not believe the misconception that it's not supporting the dev. That is a misconception. Nobody is going to do anything for free if they spent hard-earned time and money creating it. They're definitely getting paid. They're definitely getting supported. You don't understand the inner workings. Don't pretend to listen to no one else. Trust me, if they're all jumping on board, that means it's beneficial to both companies. And that's how it works. That's how your artists get paid on Spotify and Apple Music. Okay, they might not be selling
Talk
CDs
about
like
it.
they used to, but hey, every time you hit that stream, guess what? They get money in their pocket. And I'm telling you now, that's the kind of system it's going to. It will never replace your home console experience, but it's definitely an option, especially when you're on the go and it's not going anywhere. So I think everybody hit home on what message they want to send. Now, we'll ask this question because I think it was very intentional. So the scene with Master Chief, the whole campaign trailer, and he had that talk and that conversation. What he said was, missions change. They always do.
Yep.
Now, that seemed very intentional to me because why this scene? Why this dialect? Do you get what I'm saying? I want you guys to think about that and give me some feedback. What do you think that really meant?
Message.
Oh well,
It's that simple.
I mean, it's really pretty simple.
Oh,
I mean,
tell me.
well, I think I'm just gonna play with it a little bit. Yeah, is that because we still got Slayer to finish this topic up, but I think because he realizes things is just gone haywire. I mean, you could obviously tell that was edited and chopped because once she said that Cortana was deleted, he would have had something to say like why, how, what on. He wouldn't have just Mrs. Change. He would, or there would have some scenarios that happened between there for Cortana to be deleted. So it basically is just saying all hell's about to break loose, and we gotta change. We got to make some changes, and it goes all across the board.
You don't think it had anything to do with their development cycle and the things they had to do?
It could.
Over the past year.
It could. All these companies like to throw out
What you saying?
Yeah, like to throw out little subliminals. But again, Microsoft is really good at that here lately for the last 2 years, I would say. So it definitely could lean to something like that. But I mean, hey, they basically just look. It could have been maybe one of those things to look at, like, hey, we showed this game before, people didn't like the way that it looked. Now people are going to look at it and, hey, the mission's changed. I don't know. So it could be a lot of things, but I don't know. Anybody else got any points on that? All right.
Nah, I mean, you could use it for that. My fault, sick. But I just want to say real quick. I mean, you could say, it could have be kind of like a sly comment towards the development cycle. I was looking at it more from a story aspect. Just knowing a lot of the backstory, a lot of the back end stuff that might be going on, it just kind of opened up more of that for me. But I can see what you're saying if you're trying to say more so for the development cycle and everything that they've gone through. I mean,
I'm just guessing. I'm not saying it is one way or another.
But I like that. I'm not saying that you are, but I like that aspect that you're bringing to it because they don't have over 1,000 people working on it, or did have 1,000 people working on it for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? They understand what they have and what they got to put out. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, 500 million development and all that. I think this is why I said, message, but I think it's a little bit of a shot there, and then plot wise, it's something different as well. Yeah. And that's why they edited. I agree.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to finish, PK, before we move on?
I was just saying, look at the Battlefield. Impressive as well on the Xbox stage. But that's about it. I just want to say, there were a lot of great games shown. A lot of them will drop this year. Some of them may not, but at the same time, we got a lot of good stuff looking forward to. June feels more like Christmas than December. So that's my thing.
Pred just really made Christopher Hart run. Pred, you know what? I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some people on the panel that's not going to feel bad for Christopher Hart, but Christopher Hart is who he is. I mean, he's harmless. He just wants to rep Sony, and sometimes he just will say anything to do it. But that's fine. We definitely welcome people from all. We got our boy. Remember our boy Cali Rex. He's PlayStation first. I don't know. I think he's turned into a PC nut all of a sudden. Also, he might be changing on us. But Anyway, so all right, Slayer. Yeah, you've heard everybody's take.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you get from it?
Just before I answer that, the other issue I have is, you have to have the 30 seconds that he even mentioned this clown, and that's exactly what he wants, to have his name named and all these things. So, but anyway, that's old dramas, but whatever. Anyway, listen,
so messy.
You asked me about the good, the bad, the ugly. But you got to add one more level to that.
What's that?
The great, the good, bad, the ugly. Okay, when we know what the great is, I'm going to hit that last. That's just easy, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Listen,
Go ahead, Sid.
the good, that was Ubisoft. That was
I agree.
That was also not so much the PC Gaming Show. Actually, I don't think that happened yet. I hadn't seen the PC Gaming Show, but I would say the good was definitely Ubisoft. It showed a lot of titles. Steel Rain really did name most of the best titles that I've seen, except I don't think you mentioned Riders Republic. Now that was the game that just looks fun.
That's a buy. That is a day going by for me.
Must buy game. Or Microsoft had a snowboarding game of their own that the name escapes me at the moment.
Shredder.
It's Shredders. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's more like amped. It's more relaxed. More difficult, skill-based type thing. And Riders Republic looks more arcadey. There's all types, related type things, and even wingsuits with, jets on them. So, wow. I can just imagine what that's going to play like. Rainbow Six Extraction really just looks like a different type of game with the Rainbow Six name attached to it. It's more of a Division-esque, because of the whole thing. It's like I don't know what this, if it's an alien or whatever, and they're extracting people and all of this stuff, they've got to have gas masks on and whatnot. It's a squad of dudes with guns and, extra gun on their back. It makes me think of Division a lot. It seems to be Rainbow Six in name only, but don't think I'm saying anything bad about the game. That game looks fun. But that was just one mode. There's got to be a lot more about that than just this one mode, unless that's the single player, not the multiplayer. And if there's a competitive multiplayer, but we don't even know. There's a lot more to see.
That's an expansion. That's an expansion to just the overall game of Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a game in itself. They had an event last year. Mm-hmm. They had an event.
It didn't say Siege.
It was like they had an event in Rainbow Six. It lasted 2 weeks, and they made a game out of it because the community wanted that as a game.
Oh, okay.
It is Rainbow Six, but it's not. It don't have nothing to do with Siege.
Right. It's just totally different.
I thought it was another expansion.
Even if it is,
it's the whole game.
It might, but it's a whole game. Even if it is, it came from like that zombie type week they had, and you was fighting aliens.
Right? Yeah, I know that. I know when it came up.
And it was a cooperative thing. They did it, and it only was an event. When they took it away, the community was going crazy. So they made a game out of it. It's a game.
Okay. Okay, because if it was a separate mode,
it's not just Rainbow Six. It's in the Rainbow Six universe, and they made something that was very popular that popped off about a year and a half ago.
Well, okay, because I was about to say they should have made that more clear than if it was just another mode, in Rainbow Six.
You don't play Rainbow like that no more. So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you've been out the mix. That's what I'm telling you. I'm explaining exactly what it is. That's what happened, because I thought the mode was dope, and then they jacked it away because it was an event thing. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was playing it, and then people wanted it so bad. I guess they said, "Let's make this a game."
Well, there's so much more. Yeah, well, there's so much more good I could speak on about Ubisoft, but in general, they just had a great great presentation. The bad, oh god, oh wow, Nintendo. Lemon said a lot of things, and I gotta co-sign every word. Like Nintendo, I'm sorry, man. Man. Nintendo, you lost me a long time ago. Long time ago. But I'm just saying, Nintendo, it's the same old crap out of you. Even Metroid, a lot of people are happy with Metroid, but there was a game. But that game is 15 years late at the minimum, because there was a game around that time that came out, was called, what? Hello?
What happened?
Okay. All of a sudden, I heard a loud sound, and all of a sudden, the sound just went out.
It's the same game.
I was gonna say, you must have had some ghosts or something in your house. I ain't hear nothing.
No, I just had some kind of internet glitch, and all of a sudden, I couldn't hear anything.
I watched it live. The Nintendo fans was typing in Z's.
Wow, yeah, the Nintendo show was just nuts.
Okay.
But that Metro game, it reminds me of, oh my God, the name escapes me all of a sudden, but it came from Epic. It was on the 360. Jesus Christ, help me out, Lemon. It's just like this Metroid game.
Shadow Complex.
Thank you. And it's just like that with the Metroid skin on it. I'm sorry.
Oof.
As great as it looks, and I'm sure it'll be a great game if you're a Metroid fan, and I'm a Metroid fan, and the game looks great, but the game is 15 years too late. Like,
Facts.
classic Nintendo. They should have been the ones to innovate with that style, not Epic, okay? 15 years ago on the Wii. That's like 2 systems back already. I'm sorry, Nintendo. And Kazuya in Smash, that was funny as hell, especially when he's dumping the bodies and they keep showing you all the different bodies that he's dumping, and he's got that one from the game with the long arms, and he got that one arm that was still stuck and he had to get his foot, and then he drops off Kirby and he doesn't notice that Kirby's flying away. Okay, that was funny, but I really don't care about Smash. But that's just me. I don't care about Smash. But for everybody who likes Smash, you got to be happy about that. And I think PK is right. Where the hell is the Master Chief in this? Okay, and the Doom guy. Like, you can get Master Chief and Doom guy. Like, make it happen. Not for me, but for the fans. That would be great. But the ugly, I would have to say Capcom and then Bandai. Listen, Bandai, I thought that was just like the little preview, warm-up situation.
Bandai came out and
Before their
announced what they were going to do before. They already had their announcement of what they were going to show. And just people just keep having this thought process that they are supposed to show something different because, but they forewarned people. This is what we're showing. This is all we're going to show. We're not showing anything else. And so,
when did they do that? Because I didn't know, Bloody didn't know.
All you got to do is look at the list. They've been saying it for the last,
Right.
yeah, they've been saying it since the day they announced E3, what they were going to show.
But you know what? It makes no never mind. It makes no never mind because this is the E3 stage. Okay, you have a press conference and people waiting to see it, and then you show one. Like, I don't care. That's just an L. That was the ugly right there.
So you saying
Like,
it? So you saying it deserves the L, man? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. That was pathetic.
Oh man,
You
I
know,
don't know about
and then-
that, but I'll
and
throw
then-
the L
and
man
then-
up
and then-
for you.
And then that was obviously Microsoft. They had E3 on their back. You see Sony out there. I'm not even going to mention them as ugly because they have their own little plans supposedly. And I'm not going to comment on that until that's over, said and done, okay? Because apparently they have a show in July or whatever the hell. Because apparently it's supposed to be 100 shows this year. Okay. The year ain't over yet. I can't wait to see
100
that.
shows. Wow.
But
They got to be a
if
record.
I had
Well, they
to
said
say
that
something on-
last year or something like that. They didn't say it
Yeah.
this year. Yeah.
But listen, if I had to talk about them right now, they would go in the ugly pile because right next to Bandai Namco. Because what the hell, Sony? When all eyes is on what's going on and you're not there with anything, then no. Listen, maybe you want all eyes on you all to yourself later on, like EA is doing with Actually, that's not even what's going to happen at the Summer Game Fest later on because it's a game fest, right? So there'll be other things happening. So they're not going to have all eyes on them. Sony, we can imagine, is supposed to have some kind of thing all to themselves, and maybe that's their plan. But for now, Sony, you've got a lot to show and prove, just like Microsoft did. Microsoft had a lot to show and prove, and they knocked it out the park. They even answered the concern I had. They had so much that they had to talk about. How are they going to fit it all in? Well, we got our answer yesterday. They did a second thing where they broke it down. They had more time to sit there and talk to developers and show details and explain things more in depth. That's the plan. That's the way they should do it going forward for E3. You got the press conference that's quick and to the point. You wow people with games and stuff, and you keep it pushing. 90 minutes max, cool. And then a day later or whenever you decide to do it, you have something else where it's more in-depth and you speak to developers and all of that. Because when it comes to an E3 press conference, this is about wowing people with your games, doing something that's memorable. not to sit there and see people talk for 4 hours. We don't need that. No one wants that. People will flip it off and not watch anything that you have to show after their attention span is gone. You know, and apparently they must have learned that lesson with the indie showcase, because they did exactly what they needed to do in both ways. You know, so lots of great games are coming this year, and a lot of the games they showed, in fact, most of the games they showed are on Game Pass. Like, bro, Sony and your fanatics. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you people, but you see it's working and you understand why it's working. And I know you understand why it's working because I can see it in your lies. The way you lie, you have to lie around the facts. And to organize lies, that means you know the truth. And you're just trying to lie around it. You see what Microsoft is doing. And I keep saying they could do a better Game Pass than Microsoft because they have 5 system history in consoles and 2 handhelds. They have a back catalog longer than some people have been alive. Simply, they could do it. And they don't. And I always say that, and it's just, once again, they're not doing it. And I'm just like, wow, Sony. So, yo, them two, they're about to be in the ugly pile, but, you know, the summer isn't over. In fact, the summer hasn't actually even begun yet. So I'm going to give them a bit of a pass, but not for long. And when the summer is over, if I've seen nothing, I will bring this up again. Because, you know, Sony, you're very disappointing. And Nintendo, you're not too much better, but at least you showed a couple of things. But really, Nintendo, you need some new hardware. You need more games. Most of the games on your hardware now are games you re-released from the Wii U because you didn't make the money off of those games in the first place and you re-released them, okay? And Breath of the Wild was the Wii U game. And you did it before with the game, the last GameCube Zelda game, but you held it back to the Wii. I called that a year and a half before it happened.
What was
I knew
that?
it was going to happen, and they did it.
Wind Waker, or what is? I forgot what it was called, but yeah, Sky, something.
Skyward Sword. It came out on the Wii, but
That's Skyward Sword.
It's actually a great game.
The one before that, the Temple Princess. Oh no, Twilight Princess. It was that game. Remember, because that was supposed to be
Twilight Princess was great.
Right,
too.
they held great game, but they held it back a year and a half to have it on the Wii. Because the GameCube at that point was pretty much dead, right? And the same thing at the end of life of the Wii, and into the Wii U, they held off Skyward Sword, I want to say, until the very end of the life of the Wii, I think it was. Or was it on the Wii U? I forget, but it felt the same way. And they're doing the same thing with this, and they did the same thing with this past Breath of the Wild. So now, okay, this new one now is really being made to take advantage of the hardware. But dude, this hardware is way out of date. And I get it. Yeah, it'll be adapted to this hardware, but Nintendo, you need a Switch Pro. You need to upgrade. Because when the third-party ports come, they can't run in your system. There's no Battlefield on the Switch because it can't do it. Not because EA doesn't want to have it there, because EA will put that game on everything, but it's not on Switch. That's the only platform it's not on. Well, there you go. And speaking of EA and Battlefield, oh my God. Listen, I've been playing Battlefield since it first came out, right? Since 1942. I own 1943. A lot of people didn't even know that game existed on the 360, and I think the PS3 got it as well, or it never even got to come out on that platform.
That was one of the first games that I got a full 1,000 achievements on, was 1943.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And so Battlefield is a series, man. It's Call of Duty and Battlefield. You know, for a couple of years, Call of Duty will be hot, and then Battlefield will come back, and it'll be hot just when Call of Duty is messing up. It seems like they always have great timing with that. And this Battlefield seems to be doing it again, because if this year's Call of Duty is World War II, like the rumors is going, a Battlefield's right on time to take that spot, and I welcome it. And I wasn't here on the discuss, you know, the pricing issue, I don't think. But yeah, I don't care. Here's the one thing I want to say, and then I'll be done. You know, about this whole debate about, you know, about the cost of a game, right? At least for an FPS game, the value of a game. Okay, the formula isn't single player and multiplayer and some other mode, and that's how you get your value for your dollar. It's the entertainment they give you. How long will you want to play that game after you buy it? That's what makes it worth it. A lot of people play MMOs or The Division or Destiny or lots of games like that, right? And a lot of them are free even, but they'll play it constantly and they'll invest in it and DLC in it and whatnot. Why? Because it's worth the time and it's worth the effort and it's definitely worth the money. Just because Battlefield 2042 doesn't have a single player doesn't mean it's not worth its asking price. However, doesn't mean it is either. It has to provide a gameplay experience worth that asking price. And that's not based on what modes. It's based on how fun it is, how attractive it is to you, how much it makes you want to continue to play it for months, years even. Okay? That's what dictates the value of a game and if its cost is worth it. And for me, everything I've seen about Battlefield already, that screams value out the yin yang.
You know what's crazy sick? You know what's crazy sick? What you say about that is that all this is doing is exposing people who really ain't about that multiplayer life.
Facts.
We've been playing multiplayer games for how long? And y'all are now complaining about a multiplayer only game. And like I've said before, but you have no problem spending $70 for a game minimum, maybe even $100 if you want to get that collector's edition more for your solo, over-the-shoulder, single-player game that you might get 100 hours out.
Those people are not the same people. Because think about it. I think we talked about it before. Overwatch, Titanfall, 2 games that were online only. And Overwatch is the most successful game that Blizzard ever created. 50 million plus units passed. Okay, 50 million. That's more than World of Warcraft, but it's successful. No story mode. Titanfall 1 had no story mode, sold more than units at 15 million units across 2 platforms. Most streamed game at its time, and had no story mode. So it's not about the story mode. I know that's what the narrative they want to push, but let's be honest. If you guys love the game for what it is, you're going to play it. People are going to play it. They're gonna gravitate to it. Story mode or not story mode. It doesn't need that to be successful. It just needs the good marketing, if anything.
And the irony is this is the franchise that started with no single player. 1942 had no single player. Battlefield 2 had no single player. All the expansions didn't add single player.
1943 didn't have.
1943 didn't have. I'm just going in the order of release. Okay, 2142 had no single player. Battlefield 2 on the consoles didn't have a single player. Okay, you just had a button where you were basically God and you had a button to switch between the characters, or if they died, they automatically switch. Basically, okay, it was basically the multiplayer mode, versus the computer. That's all it was, except you had a button to switch between characters.
All right, we gotta come on now. Come on now, Slayer.
Come on. The franchise had no single player off the beginning, and this is what you want to complain about now? Get the hell out of here.
All right.
Anyway, I'm done.
No, I got you. I was like, I don't want to go through a rundown of Battlefield. I just, you know what I'm saying? But I got your point. I totally agree with that. All right, so I'll just be really brief. You know what I'm saying? Because, first topic, hour 30 or 35 minutes. Hey, I'm not mad at it. For me, I'm always hyped for shows. I watched everything within it as well. I haven't heard anybody on the panel talk about Stalker 2. I thought that game looked absolutely phenomenal. I heard it was kind of like I was hearing on the next podcast, a couple of guys was having some first world problems talking about, well, they would hope that there would be an English version so where they wouldn't have to read the subtitles. And I'm kind of like, come on, man, that game looks too goddamn cool to be worried about that. But, first world problems, it is what it is. Also for me, they're just saying it takes away from the immersion of whatever. But no. I'm just kind of like, all right, I got it, because I just kind of frowned up on it. Like, look, and especially like if just read it. Like whatever. All right, but I think that game looks absolutely phenomenal. Of course, Halo. We've heard a little bit about that. Definitely, it kind of hit. I kind of hit on those points about. I think that they were going to give there was going to be some give and some take on both ends, especially for the people who love the Halo 5 multiplayer compared to the people who didn't, that only liked just the old school Halo 1 through 3 or Halo through Reach style. So I'm glad that it has some balance of the seasons. I think it's going to be like bananas because they'll add a little bit of everything, and the sandbox is going to just be absolutely tremendous. Forza, everybody talked about that. Flight Simulator, my wife's most anticipated game, and she's not a gamer, but I think now, since little man's in the house now, she's been playing more games than ever. So now it's beginning to, my gaming stench is beginning to work, weigh her down. So it's about to happen. So Flight Simulator, that's going to be, I think that's going to be a sleeper hit that people aren't really going to talk about, but that game is going to do well.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, Sir X-Man in the chat, I'm sorry about that, man. I know that you gave a super chat a while back. I was just trying to let Slayer finish. Sir X-Man, he says, I'm ready to play Maverick from Top Gun Flight Sim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be bananas. And then he also said but that was a super chat, but he said he was just getting off working on his way. He was listening to the show, so thank you so much. Couple other games as well. Everybody's talked about Battlefield. I'm all over it. Back for Blood. I'm going to be all over that. There was the one game from the Redfall game. We don't know too much about it, but it has a really cool premise. And the one thing I noticed about the cast or the leads, not one person on there was white. I just was like, yo, wait a minute. It was.
I did peep that. Facts.
Yeah, I said, well, kudos for them for that. And that's not, me trying to throw shade or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, that's something you just don't see. It don't
happen that often.
That don't come too often. So that was very different as well. But but that just shows you the gaming community is ready for that change because nobody else really talked about that. Everybody was just saying this game looks dope as hell, and the fact that it was an exclusive. So yeah, Starfield, I'm still not there yet. I think the game's going to look fantastic. But again, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? From what they showed, it looked very impressive. And from the way that the media and everybody's talking about this game, they're saying like they're making this game out to be like this is going to be Todd Howard's next Skyrim. Like that shit is bananas.
He said
to me.
that.
Well, but but the media and everybody's and what I don't want this game to be is like Cyberpunk, which is going to be a fantastic game, but the game is going to be a mess. So that's the thing. That's why I'm still holding pause for that particular game. But there were so many games that they showed. I mean, I thought the one thing from a lot of stuff. I thought Nintendo's showing was not bad at all. I thought it was good. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Nintendo and Xbox and Ubisoft held E3 up. Xbox, clear favorite. And people could say Nintendo or Ubisoft Nintendo, but yeah, Square Enix. They already announced what they was going to say. The one thing too, my last point, because like I said, I wasn't going to drag it out, because we need to get to the second topic, is the people being disappointed about the diversity and the thing from Take-Two, because Take-Two has never really been at E3, and the diversity thing, it was very informative. I liked what I was listening to, but I seen people getting upset over something that, like, if people would read, they would see that that's what that was. That was, you know what I'm saying? Just like with the whole situation with Square Enix, they let you know what was coming, weeks.
E3 is more than just games.
Yeah,
that's what people gotta realize.
Right.
It's more than just games.
I enjoy what I said, but so for people who just came in here, didn't read and pay attention to that stuff, they just say, well, it needs to be strictly about games. But that's E3 is way more than that. Like, if you've been on the floor, you see that there's so many other things out there, and so they were just trying to bring this in, and I know that there was weighing heavy on diversity and things like that, and I understand for people who don't care about, want to listen, they just want to hear about games. I get it, but again, it was important for me,
to talk about,
and it's important to talk about, right? And so that, to me, I think I might talk about that, like just on a video or something, give more thoughts about that, and then just overall, I think everything was just cool. It was just happy to see it. And I think the biggest announcement to see the mayor of Los Angeles, I messed up yesterday because I was so tired. I said the mayor of California. The mayor of Los Angeles came out and pretty much confirmed E3 was coming back, and then people was going to be able to come. So that to me was really, really huge. So yeah, I'm glad that E3 has returned. And then we'll see what Sony is going to show. My dog is over here looking at me like, man, aren't you going to take me to bed? I will. Wait, sucker. Let me get to topic 2. All right. Okay, so the next topic. Okay, Xbox made it clear Starfield and Redfall will be exclusive only to Xbox PC. Why is the gaming media and others still trying to spin that PlayStation could still have the potential to get these games on that platform? Let me go to you straight off of the bat. I haven't heard from you in a while. D, what in the hell is why people still say we don't hear this when you have the PlayStation community, when it came to Spider-Man, when it came to other games that said, like, people didn't even question Final Fantasy VII Remake, even though, or Death Stranding or any other games that was potentially supposed to go to other platforms, and they never do that. So why is it that when Xbox says that they're going to do something and they announce it for the world to hear it, why do people still have this thought that, no, Xbox can't do that? Why is this?
Long story short, in a nutshell, people only approve of, and are fond of exclusivity when it includes them. When it does not, that's when it's an issue.
Awesome.
That's just what it is. We've seen it over the last 7 or 8 years. When Street Fighter V was announced for PS4 only, when they asked him, like, hey, why is it on PS4 only? The dude laughed and was like, save $300 and buy a PS4. Basically, get over it.
Get another job.
There was no issue with that.
Yeah, woo.
Right. Save up. And everybody was keen with that. When Spider-Man was going to be exclusive on a multi-plat game for Avengers, the developers were like, if you want to play a Spider-Man, buy a PS4. Everybody keyed with that.
Now what?
Xbox first said, okay, we're going to buy them for $7 billion. You don't spend that kind of money to share. I'm going to just say that off rip. You don't spend that kind of money to share. I don't know if anybody else noticed in the showcase with Xbox and Bethesda, Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer were like, and yes, this is exclusive. They had to reiterate multiple times to set the record straight.
In simple English,
and
too, so it can't be reconstrued.
Simple English, just like XYZ, this is going to be exclusive. Before they showed Redfall, she was like, and just like Starfield, again, it is exclusive. At the end of the Redfall trailer, I don't know if anybody else noticed it, there was a big-ass red bar that said Xbox exclusive. And I was still seeing shit where it's just like, ooh, Starfield could still come. It could still come. It could still come. And I was just like, I don't know if y'all are seeing the same thing I'm seeing, or you just being plain disrespectful.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
To me, it's just like if you ask somebody like, yo, is this exclusive? Yes, it's exclusive. You're like, no, it's not. You're basically not respecting the answer they just gave you because you didn't like it. And that's not their problem.
Facts.
I'm sorry. That just is what it is. You can't be like, yo, is this shit gonna be exclusive? They give you the answer, and then you're making all these articles like, yeah, it might come to PlayStation 5. It might do this. Because I distinctly remember when Xbox had games that were play anywhere titles, if you have it on Xbox, you can play it on PC. The narrative was Xbox has no games. You can play it on PC. But now it's like some games that you want to play either have an Xbox or a PC. What happened to them PCs y'all was talking about? They evaporated. Y'all were saying it's not a big deal because it's on PC. Now the way that you can enjoy it is by having a PC, and all of a sudden nobody has PCs. And it's just like, why is it that it's okay? And I was just saying earlier in the chat, I'm like, why is it as soon as you praise Xbox, or anything that they're doing, all of a sudden it's like, well, it's gonna come to PlayStation, or I'm gonna do this. It's like nobody said anything about that. Just know if you want to play this game, you have to be in the Xbox ecosystem. That might mean on your work computer, that might mean on your tablet, it might be on a console or a PC. But either way, it's not coming to your system of choice. And people have really been on Twitter, like either they're saying they don't like Bethesda, which is overnight, or they're just like, well, I never liked them to begin with. I'm not buying anything. I'm boycotting the entire company. It's just like, but that hurts you more than it hurts them. I don't understand. I don't understand the mentality as far as proclaiming and professing this disdain when you already knew $7 billion. It's $7 billion. That anytime somebody says like it should be on PlayStation, $7 billion. $7.5 billion. Let's keep it. $7 billion. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying that these companies should just throw their money around, but as soon as I heard that number, I thought they said million. I was like, oh, not bad. They're like, no, honey, billion. I was like, oh shit. Wait a minute. Like, you don't throw that around. So, again, it's a lot of people have had the upper hand, and righteously so, the last generation. And I've said it. If you are a gamer, it did not make sense to not have a PS4 last generation if you could afford it. The proof was in the pudding. There were so many great games on it. And that was the narrative for so long. And now it's just like, wait, there are going to be games that other people are really going to like to play, and it's not on my platform? This is blasphemy. Like, and now people are just showing their entire ass and need a timeout or a nap or something, a change. I don't know what they need, but that's just what it seems like. And I just hope they seek help, because it's not that serious. The same way that y'all are like, oh, yeah, I didn't get a PlayStation. Now people are saying, if you want to play this, you have to get an Xbox. And they're saying it nicely, to be honest. Pete Hines apologized to people who felt left out. To people who felt left out. He did not apologize that it was exclusive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He just said to the fans, if you are on this system and you feel slighted, I'm paraphrasing like hell, but he was just like, it is what it is. Like, when it's exclusive to Xbox, somebody's actually apologizing. When it's exclusive on PlayStation,
too.
Yeah. And this is another point too, that relates with this, because I was going to use this for one of the last topics for the night, but I'm going to include this as well, is what one of the developers said, or spokespeople for Guilty Gear said today or yesterday, saying he wants to have many people recognize the game, the brand, and play and want people to play the game. So he decided to skip Xbox to have more sales and players. So there's no apology there. He's like Guilty Gear Strive. We've seen that. It doesn't make any sense, because, listen, it did really well last week. It sold over 300,000 copies. But overall, it might not even sell over 1 million on PlayStation. It could, but if from his logic, which doesn't make any sense, why the hell would you? Okay, why would you? If you felt that strongly about, like, PlayStation can give you more players, and more people will play the game, then why would you even put it on PC? Because that's where I bought the game. So that to me makes no sense. That's a cop out. That just saying some dumb shit to stick on the wall and have some people believe it. But really, at the bottom line, what it says to me is that Sony just gave you that bag to keep the game exclusive on consoles for PlayStation. That's the only way that I see it in Racer. Yeah. So
of course.
So what? I would respect you better than you coming with some nonsensical bullshit that doesn't. I know better. You know what I'm saying? I know better.
Hey Megan, this how you solve that.
Yeah.
Which MLB The Show sold the most?
Oh, Xbox is MLB.
No. Of all time, which year sold
this one
the
right
most?
here. This one right here.
And why is that?
Because it was on X. Because they reached out. They put it on other platforms.
Because they went on another platform. Yeah. So the most money they ever made was this year. Period.
Yep. Yeah.
And so that validates your thing. It's more or less either they got paid up front to do it,
Right.
or they being loyal. One of the two.
One of the two. And that's the thing, and that's exactly the whole point about what's going on with listen, it's just like what D said. Microsoft spent $7 billion for ZeniMax. Hey, that it's either one is because of the bag or they're being loyal. Get over it.
Not paying the $5.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just that simple. So anybody else want to touch on this? Because I kind of want to get these other topics to be just like everybody.
I would just say that listen, they don't cry about Nintendo games being exclusive to Nintendo boxes.
No.
Right.
Right.
It's understood, right? It's something. It's mainly because they are now losing the game exclusivity narrative, and I've seen a dude saying, "Hey, if Elder Scrolls 6 is exclusive, I'll never buy another Bethesda game again." And it's like, dude,
whatever.
Nobody says you can't own an Xbox.
Right.
Like, there's no rule to owning just one system. You do realize that, right?
No, that's because these guys got on blue lipstick.
And draws. They wearing blue lipstick and draws because it's crazy.
It's ridiculous. I'm gonna say this for the record.
Yeah.
Y'all always talk this PC shit, and I don't like the curse, but that's the facts. Let me tell you something. Go build a PC that do what the Xbox One X does. Xbox Series X
does. Or even what their PlayStation 5 is doing.
500. For 500.
Or the PS5. Pick one.
For 500.
You can't even find a GPU, not even an old GPU, for that price.
Right.
Not even one they don't even make no more.
Right.
Since you want to sit here and cry like little babies, right? You want to keep crying. That's kind of like a bunch of bitch babies. So this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do for you. We're gonna make it easier for you. We're gonna bring out them streaming stick, and you're gonna make this happen for yourself. What you're gonna do is you're gonna sneak in through GameStop through the back door. You're gonna have on your little ski hat, and you're gonna go right out that door with an S or X, and you're gonna get them games home, and you're gonna enjoy it. Or
and since you
just
mentioned
stay your
that,
punk ass out in the cold and keep being like Gargamel, claiming to get Papa Smurf one day, and you gonna get your revenge. Be that person. But I want you to be focused.
Since you mentioned PC, the same guys who's complaining about this are the same guys who complain PlayStation putting their games on PC. Right. They feel like that should be happening.
Oh my God, it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Hi. God of War going to PC.
That's all it is.
Listen, take off the blue lipstick and change it to red, green, and blue. So you can stop feeling you left out. Get your money up. Buy 3 consoles and buy what you want to play as a gamer. Your name is a game. Your nickname is gamer, not PlayStation dummy, not Xbox dummy, not Switch dummy. You're a gamer. Get over it. Get over it. It's enough. I'm tired of listen. I block so many people.
Bro, it is absolutely
on
insane.
Twitter.
It is absolutely insane how it's like, you know what? Horizon Zero Dawn looks dope. I know that game is never going to come to Xbox. God of War.
What you got to do to get it, K-Mega? What you got to do to get it?
You got to buy a PlayStation. And I got a PlayStation. And
are you mad about that?
No, I'm not.
Do you got Guilty Gear Strive? Do you got it?
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, yeah,
I bought it on my PS5. You bought it on PC.
Yeah.
We not mad about nothing. You know why? Because we play games.
That's right.
While you play throwing names and slander around and creating a toxic environment for the gamers who don't give two shits what you think.
The one thing that bothers me more than anything about the way that the way the social media and the media acts at times, because there was something I think that Slayer posted where there was somebody on IGN that was trying to dog out Xbox about not having the exclusives right now because Ratchet and Clank and Returnal's up there. Yeah, and dude forgot to put out a sock account, because that just tells you right there how many people are invested into the console war. Because even with
the icon to check and everything.
Right. You had the icon to check everything. That was legit. And so so to have a staff member come out and try to downplay about what we've heard from certain other YouTubers about how many days that Xbox haven't had an exclusive for their console really kind of makes you think, like, what kind of people are we listening to that's in the big gaming media that we can trust? That
No. You know what we're listening to?
It's crazy. Well, I mean, like, how can we trust that if you got that much passion or venom for another gaming company to listen? I have my reserve about PlayStation and what they do, but it's still not going to ever stop me from getting a PlayStation because I bought a PlayStation from day one. I think that the way that they operate is shitty. I think that the way that they lied to the fan base, because I am an owner of PlayStations. I buy from them as well.
Nigga, whoa.
They lied to me as
They
well.
don't lie.
Oh, brother.
The SSD? Are you crazy?
Oh man, but then they'll tell you.
What?
But then they'll tell you when Phil sit there and when he lied and said, about the Xbox One X was going to be having 3D capabilities with the iHerpy machine. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. He was wrong.
But you know what? He didn't lie. He changed the game plan.
Right.
He said, you know what? We're not doing it no more.
And you know what? Just
because he said it, that don't mean it has to happen.
Right. But but hold on. But this is the point right here: is that people held him accountable, and Phil came out there and he explained that things changed. Hey, just like what Master Chief said, what PK was alluding to. The mission's changed.
It's just changed. They always.
I haven't heard Jim Ryan come out and say the mission has changed on shit.
And meanwhile, he does contradict himself all the goddamn time.
Right. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Still, Rain, I know you want to get into this because, like I'm saying, I want to just have everybody just jump in. But you sound like you're so quiet, like you just want to go in. So go ahead and let us know because you did the giggle. He did the giggle. He's about to act the
Throw me the volley again. Throw the volley again.
All right. So, Still, Rain. Come on, man. Give us your thoughts about this, man. Let us know. Because I know you've been really quiet.
Just you talking about just as far as like Sony, like people complaining about it being exclusive still?
Yeah, we're still talking about that. Like, we
Starfield and everything.
Yeah, about Starfield and everything. Yes.
I mean, essentially, like y'all have been hitting it out the park, man. We're saying the same. Y'all saying the same things I was going to touch on. Right. It's like y'all wanted Xbox to compete, and now you're complaining about them competing.
Right.
Like D said, Microsoft was willing to make the most expensive purchase in gaming history. Do y'all not understand that? In gaming history, Microsoft has made the biggest purchase while buying Bethesda at $7.5 billion as I put my pinky
Hold up, Rain. Hold on. They didn't buy Bethesda.
I mean, ZeniMax. You're right. Excuse me. Because you're 100% right.
They bought Bethesda's bosses.
They bought all the devs. They bought all the tech.
Janitors.
Like, do y'all not understand what?
And the sinks and
the sinks, the kitchen counter, the grocery store down the street. Like, they bought everything.
The cafeteria lady.
They need jobs.
Wanted Microsoft to compete. Y'all wanted Microsoft to compete, and now you're complaining about it. You poked Cerberus, that Cerberus, and said, "Oh, this dog ain't never gonna wake up." And the three-headed beast is now showing you that they are not playing.
Pockets deeper than hell. Facts.
Howard.
That's that Xbox beast.
With y'all. They are not playing with y'all, dog. They are showing you why Game Pass is doing what it's doing. Why exclusives matter. That's what Sony's been showing y'all, right? Oh, exclusives matter. You need to have these certain types of games on this side to really make people want to buy your console. Well, guess what? It's not about one singular game or this singular game anymore. It's about our entire service because this is what we're good at. You can pay you can buy all the games you want for $70. But like the homeboy Fortboy Gamer, or Fortboy put this analogy out there. He said, look, we can say every one of those games, Xbox just announced 30 games, 27 of them that are coming to Game Pass. At those 27 games, let's just say at $30, it's almost $800 for those games in 2 years. In that same amount of time, you're paying less than $300 for Game Pass to have that same access to these games. And y'all are worried about exclusivity? Bro, Brother, how many more options of access does Microsoft need to give you?
Ray, don't it trip
Because
you
at this
out?
point, it's not just Xbox.
Does it trip you out, Rain, when you got the people that's telling you, I buy my games, I don't rent them, I don't do this, I pay. And
Microsoft has proven to you that people are buying more games than they have ever bought before because of Game Pass.
Woo!
And y'all keep saying, "Oh, you're playing this rental service," but why are people buying more games then? Can you explain that to me? Why are people buying more games? Oh, you can't put two and two together.
They're not playing Starfield.
Oh shit!
Apparently,
Man, y'all got the PlayStation fans mad right now. Come on, man, don't be doing that.
The same company.
But listen, they asked for that smoke.
I do it.
We're
Yeah.
responding now.
The same
do
company.
it.
The same company that holds your exclusives to one console and is now telling you that your PS5 games are actually PS4 games, and not only that, are telling you that those same games are going to come to PC.
Holy shit.
listen.
Xbox is being upfront and telling you, look, this is what we're doing. We're giving you 3 to 4 different options to access your games. We're giving you accessibility. Instead of sitting there listening to these people lie to you, bold-facing it in your face or whatever the case might be.
And ask for more, please. It's funny.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of them bold-faced lying to you, you would rather just cap harder and complain about people giving you more access, and because you're so obsessed with a certain piece of plastic or a certain brand. Look, I'm a Microsoft head. It is what it is. It's not just about Xbox for me. I am a Microsoft head, and that's because I grew up with this. I've been dealing with Windows since Windows 95, and I was born in 92, my guy. Let me give you some aspects. You know what I mean? Like, but that doesn't keep me from playing games.
That man busting on him.
PlayStation 4 didn't give me a reason to buy that system until I found Gundam Breaker 3. Everybody has their own reasoning for buying whatever console that you want to buy. Play whatever you want to play, but you have to give me a reason to invest. And everybody has different reasons to invest. But don't complain about certain games not coming to your side when I'm not complaining about Spider-Man not coming. When I'm not complaining about Last of Us not coming. When I'm not complaining about this. You don't see PC players complaining. No, why? Because PC players, deep down on the inside, as much as they want to claim, PCMR, even though PCMR, it was actually a term that was used to make fun of PC players. They want console games too, and they've been wanting console games. These PC guys are sitting back in the corner laughing at these console dudes arguing with each other, and that's why they keep coming out and saying this crazy shit to y'all, because we've been carrying we've been carrying stuff over. Now y'all are having a hard time accepting that. Y'all don't want to move forward with everything that you spent your money on. Like, come on, dog. Like, this whole exclusive shit is starting to get really corny to me. You have to have a reason to invest in that service. These companies, or if that wasn't the case, if exclusives really didn't matter, then why can't everything be under one company?
Right. And we know what company would have everything.
Microsoft would.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Or Tencent, or Google, or whoever else who has the money to buy.
Bro,
Sony would not be.
Sony would not
be in this race right now.
No. If there was something,
that was the real conversation.
If Japan said it was an open sale for all of their companies, Microsoft would be right here like,
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, it would be just like that. Wear your pockets.
Sony would already became a publishing company that all they do is develop games.
Yeah, man.
That would have been it.
Tencent from China would come over there and be like, bro.
Exactly.
Bro,
they'll do exactly what they'll do exactly what they did to say.
Back in action.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do think that I still though personally still think that Nintendo would still hold serve, because Nintendo has got old man money. So that people keep trying to talk about Nintendo in a bad light. Nintendo just stays in their lane, but Nintendo got old money. They still spending money from 1988. So don't hate. I mean that's
somebody would say that.
I mean that's just being the truth. Like the dominance that they did in that era still holds weight today of why Nintendo still does what they do.
it influences everybody now who gives a pass to what they do that's not so cool, you know?
Right.
Because
No,
they grew
no.
up on that.
Right. And that's the thing too. Like people in my age group, me, Lemon, you, you know, we're still nostalgic, and there's a lot of younger people that loves Nintendo for just for what they do. That's why their games always sell. When PK was making a point, I don't know. Yeah, it was on the Dragon's Den last week, where I agree with PK with what he was saying in regards to Nintendo's going to be fine. When Attic was on there, I think that was last week. Where you know, I disagree with Attic and them, because Nintendo is going to be fine because their games are always going to sell regardless. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what
It don't
if
matter
they can
what
sell.
kind of
Nintendo
garbage
can
console
sell
they come
you
out with.
cardboard.
They will still
If
buy
they
it.
can sell you cardboard, let Xbox try to sell you cardboard.
Yep.
Let Xbox try to sell you. Let play. There will still be some PlayStation stands that will buy a couple of cardboards, but there's some PlayStation fans to be like, "No, you got me messed up, man. I'm not touching that." You know what I'm saying? PC gaming, nah, man. That shit's too high.
It's a different conversation with
different
Nintendo.
conversation.
It's
yeah. So
like you can't. PlayStation and Xbox can't get away with bringing out new games and for Christmas. Only Nintendo got away with that. Nobody said nothing about it, and they get away with it. They get a pass.
Let me ask this question. Okay, so Emmanuel said Nintendo almost went bankrupt from the Wii U. I never heard that. I didn't hear that.
It was not a successful.
No, I know it wasn't successful,
show, but
yeah.
they wasn't going out of business.
Nintendo. Now I remember hearing a lot of things about
Nintendo owns more than just the
daggone
daggone console. You guys know that,
but
right?
they were losing.
They own their own college. They own all kinds of stuff.
That's cool, but their stocks and all that. There was a lot of articles about that around that time, man. I mean, right before what's his name died. Iwata or whatever. Like, it was a bad time there. I don't know.
Oh, it was a bad time for him, but
not, and I'm sure Nintendo owns a lot of things.
But so was the GameCube. But then the Wii just
that's what I'm saying.
demolished all. And then
situations.
Thing.
That's why I was saying.
Let's not forget about the Wii U. Let's not act like that didn't happen.
Well, no. That's what somebody was just saying. But
they had a bad Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy was bad. They've had three.
Super Nintendo wasn't.
Mario 64. I mean Mario. The Nintendo 64 didn't sell numbers either.
Oh, it did. It did well. It did well enough.
Wow, 32 million.
Always
gaming. Hold on. Okay. Lemon. Whoa. Chill. Lemon. This is what you're not putting into perspective. Gaming wasn't at an all-time high like it is now. See, when you say 32 million, that's fine, but 32 million still is a lot of money in the gaming space back then in the 90s. That like back in our era, if you was a gamer, you was a nerd. There was people that getting their ass beat for talking about games and anime back then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I used to have to try to watch out a couple of them dudes because, like, they would want to talk about games and stuff. I'm like, cool, because I played games and I watched anime back then, but I played football. So ain't nobody fucking with me, but I played sports. But those little dudes, they would come up there, people be hemming them up, checking them for their pockets and shit. I'm like, man, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, he a nerd. He talking about these video games. I don't even know why you mess with these, man. You back off that dude, man. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? Get off of him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 80s, 90s. Yeah. You come go out there and try to wear at the time a McCross shirt or a Speed Racer shirt or Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, you was getting talked about.
You gonna get it. You gonna get it. And girls wouldn't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a whole different time. So when you look and you talk about, well, they only sold 32 million. Yeah. That is huge for the industry for right then. Nintendo had three consoles or had a peripheral and three consoles that or two consoles that would have crushed that did the same thing, that stopped Atari from making a comeback, from that shut down Sega. You know what I'm saying? 3DO got shut down.
PSP, Vita.
Yeah, all that shit.
And they were superior hardware.
Right. And so Nintendo knows how to survive. Nintendo wouldn't be the ones getting taken off, but PlayStation, By far, yeah, and I think because the way that Sony operates, they'd be quick to sell to sell to the right bit of money. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they care about Sony because Sony is PlayStation is their biggest cash cow right now. But let's just say their movies start taking off, or let's just say that that like a new camera or their televisions start taking off and competing heavily with Samsung and LG. And it overtakes PlayStation. PlayStation is just the cash cow right now. I don't know, but regardless, I know we're going off topic, and I know we got. I want to definitely
we have a conversation.
Yeah. But I do want to kind of keep things in a good time.
No, I feel.
Yeah. So, is there another package? Mm-hmm. Oh, damn! They sent that package late.
Right as he say that.
Okay. All right. Anyway, it's my wires from what's called. Let me see which wires these are. I know I'm over here letting people know what I got.
Really?
Look at them. Okay. Oh yeah, it's my Elgato wires. Yeah, let's go.
It's your wires you're gonna hang from the ceiling. With your sexual page I'll be having.
Yeah, Lemon was listening to me. Me and
don't want no mental pictures.
Lemon was listening to me and the wife talk last night.
No,
you know
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to hear this again.
Yeah, man. Happily married, boy. Anyway, all right.
We have to bring up that Coke port. Let's go.
Newlyweds. All right. Well, come on now. Let's talk about it. All right. So, anybody else want to touch on this before we get on to the next topic? Because I do personally think, listen, get over it. PlayStation, you're not getting Starfield, you're not getting Redfall, and Xbox is
not getting anything.
Xbox might be messy because you're not getting the big three. You're not getting Starfield. You're not getting. I don't know how big
Elder Scrolls
Redfall, and you're not getting Elder Scrolls. They're not getting Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, that's
not getting nothing. That's owned by Microsoft.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear you, D.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I had a small point to kind of piggyback off of Still Rain, because he was preaching a second ago.
Yes, he was.
Basically, so people, and again, this is not people that are gamers that just use PlayStation. These are people that are just obnoxious.
Yep. Right.
People are talking about, I like to own my games and I'm not renting them, this, that, and the third.
My God.
If that is the narrative you're going with, I need you to open your phone and I bet not see Spotify, Apple Music, Netflix, Hulu, because when you binge watch whatever you want to binge watch on Netflix, when Netflix says we're taking this shit off, there is no option to buy it digitally. That shit is gone.
No Witcher.
I don't like D no more. He kills you with kindness.
Oh my God. And she said with professionalism.
That's just all it is. People, I don't look. Small point. Even though gaming makes the most money as far as entertainment wise, it is the most scrutinized, double standard, duplicitous community I've ever seen. Y'all have no problem.
Duplicitous. Let that woman talk, boy.
Because it's like y'all have no problem. It's completely understandable. Oh, a new Star Wars movie coming out, a new Avengers coming out. We're going at midnight. That's completely understandable. But somebody going to a midnight release or taking off, to do something, it's just a video game. What are you doing that for? Y'all binge a whole season or series for hours on hours in a day. It's 100% normal. But let somebody play their favorite game for 2 hours. It's just like, oh, you're playing the game for so long. It's just like, y'all have all this smoke and everything to say about gaming, but in other aspects, it's completely different. It's just a double standard. It's really annoying because people have said that to me, like, "Well, I pay $70 because I want to own it," and I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." There are so many games that I forget I don't own. I have Prestige on Forza Horizon 4 twice, and I forget I don't own that game. I've been playing it since 2018 when it came out.
Wow.
Like, it's okay to like what you like, but when it's like, oh my gosh, everything's coming to Game Pass, and your first response is, I paid $70. It's like, okay, like, ain't nobody pocket watching. It's just, I'm excited because it's coming. Like,
last place.
You don't have to shove it in my face that you pay your money. Y'all know me. I'm gonna save regardless. Like, I don't care what it is.
Right.
So it's just like, it's just interesting that as soon as people are happy for something, whether it's PC, whether it's Xbox, the first response is, well, I'm always gonna be PlayStation. Okay, is that because as soon as is it because when you're praising PlayStation, you're actually trying to push it on other people, and that's why you feel the reason to say that right now? Like, I don't make it make sense.
Okay, well
But
then
that was
let's
it.
do that. What they do then? PlayStation has no games. How about we just do that? Because frankly, I'm not seeing too much. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that.
Oh, here you go, Slick. You over here throwing out. Now you sound like a bot. Come on, man. You got too comfortable.
I said it.
Oh,
No. I
man.
said it from the day you met me. No, you've heard it from me from the day you met me. Okay, right after they showed off the PlayStation, right? You asked me what I thought. And you thought I was going to come with the slander. I said, no, I'm still going to buy it. I don't know what for. I'm still going to buy it because I'm a gamer.
I don't know what for.
Damn.
But that's what I said.
That
I
man-
did. And you can go back and check it out. But, and I've been saying, even before the system came out, I'm not too confident in the physical construction of the system with the overheating and whatnot. And that came to pass too. And I'm not trying to pat myself in the back. I'm just saying, I want to get one. I still have nothing that says to me, you need to get this now. I had it in my cart. All I had to do was click. And I thought about it for that 3 seconds too long. And I think every day, that was the best move I made.
I said, Sick, are you gonna get that PlayStation? He said, that's a goddamn shame, bro. Come on, man.
I didn't hear it, so I don't know what you played. But
okay.
Yeah, man.
He didn't play anything. It was a moment of silence.
No, everybody else heard it except for y'all. Let me turn it down. Let me hit it again. So if y'all hear this one. Y'all didn't hear it? Y'all didn't hear it?
Nope.
Nah.
Damn.
We hearing your other stuff.
Heard it, though. The stream heard it, though.
Yeah, the stream heard it because they heard
The
it.
thing about it is,
How many more topics we got left?
We got two
Damn.
more. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what, you know what I'm saying? Maybe just one more. Maybe just one more. But we got to get to it. But you know what I'm saying? Because Slayer's finna fanboy out. He's gonna lose the crowd.
But I'm trying to make a point is it's like I got to get rushed at the end. So okay.
All right. Anyway, my man. All right. So
I saw Halo at the E3 press conference, and I was moist.
Whoa, Lord.
Had to change my Depends underwear.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I ain't mad because I was happy. Why you mad? You ain't see nothing. Hey.
Oh man, boy, that boy sounded like he was dancing while he was saying that.
I
Okay.
was thinking my couch. Yay. Hey.
So let me go here.
sorry.
I do want to talk about Platinum Games really fast. Well, no. Let me.
Who?
I want to talk about Platinum Games, but
Who's that?
You're asking for Platinum Games?
No. Okay, quickly, I just want to say this. I just want to read this, and y'all don't have to say nothing, but I do want to read this because I find this to be really interesting. It is going to be pretty funny, but I got to get to it first. Oh, come on, man! I hate when I do that and I lose something. Because it was pretty deep. Hold on, let me do this slow. Late night. Platinum Games.
Jones.
The people who make Babylon Fall, man. Come on, man. That game.
Babylon Fall. Who?
Babylon Fall,
You really
bro.
excited for that game?
You do.
I
You
didn't
the dude
say-
that tried to rob Microsoft
Bro,
with the guns
come on,
and had
man.
the masks on and said, "Stick them up."
Come on,
and
man.
so said, "No,
All right,
you stick
come on,
them
man.
up."
All right, I found it.
that money
Listen. Platinum Games, man, make heat, man. Watch your mouth. All right, so let me just read this. Okay. World premiere.
World premiere.
All right, I do whatever. Okay, so it says, so this is from some kind of insider or whatever, but this was very interesting to me because it seems like it has some credence. I don't know. We'll see.
Some validity.
Let's go. All right, so I don't believe the gaming community understands the poor position that Platinum Games is actually in. Right now, all of their major games are in development hell. Nothing is getting done. Their attempts at self-publishing have been a complete disaster. Re-releasing what was that? Wonderful 101 costs more than what their Kickstarter brought on. What they're trying to do is stay independent, which basically means not being acquired by Nintendo. It takes out massive loans from the Chinese to try to break into mobile gaming development, which is going to end in a disaster for them as it's extremely difficult to break into the mobile market. For those of you who knew their history, you may be noticing a similar pattern here. Level 5 tried doing the same thing to get away from Nintendo, from being known as Nintendo, having games being known as Nintendo exclusives, and as a result, they went from a promising young company with their own dedicated following to a complete joke. I don't expect Platinum Games will be all that relevant in the coming decade. Look at it this way. Remember Platinum 4. So
remember, there was no Bayonetta 3 during the Nintendo conference.
Okay, and so basically, you look at just what's happening with Microsoft. When you look at the unprofessionalism when they call people roaches, when they also I posted that a while back. Yeah, like they dude was telling people, "I'll block you if you don't, and he was like, "I'll call y'all roaches." How you? And people was like, "Oh yeah, I want to be your roaches." I'm like, what kind of shit is this going on? And so then old dude, I can't. If Bloody was here, he would. PK's here, so he could say the name. The dude came on there that mainly they show the face of him. He's arrogant and all that other stuff.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He comes out, he's lit, they drinking, and he's talking about Microsoft. Why don't you go ahead and let us do that Scalebound again? After putting Scalebound through development hell, I'm hearing rumors about the damn dragons doing the moonwalk at their reveal, and that's why Microsoft had to shut it down. Because they just, dude said that he was having a nervous breakdown, all types of things happened, and all of a sudden Nier Automata comes out and is a major success, and then all these other games start coming out, I don't know. But when they did the Kickstarter, I was pretty much done. I was pretty much like, okay, y'all guys are out of there. Because I didn't like it when Sony got on stage and did it with Shenmue 3, and when you play Shenmue 3, you realize PlayStation did that guy wrong, because Shenmue 3 is a shell of what it should be. It is awful. It is awful. Guys, I don't talk about games like that, but that game is awful.
Shenmue 3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shenmue 3 is awful.
It's so disappointing.
So disappointing. Yep. And as a fan of Shenmue, very, very disappointing. So
after 20 years of waiting, man,
right,
whatever it was.
Right. Absolutely disappointing. And then, so when you look at that, and then you saying, and so that's why I'm like, Sony should have just gave him the money, gave him the bag for it, but they didn't want to do it. It kind of like they want to just throw shade at Microsoft and Sega by bringing him on stage and then ask people for money when you're a big billionaire conglomerate company. That's crazy to me. And then when you see Platinum Games, who just got the bag from Microsoft, and then they got critically acclaimed games with, for that previous year, and then they charge people for this money to make a Wonderful 101, I was done. I was actually done. And listen, I don't know if this is true or not, because you can't believe everything that you read, but all I'm just going to ask everybody, and just simple, quick answer, do you guys think that this is accurate?
Here's the thing about it. Mm-hmm. We know enough things about.
Well, that's not a yes or no, but that's okay.
With Platinum. Well, here's the thing. Yes, it could be. I'm 50-50 on it, right? Because
some validity to it. Sure.
There's validity to it because we know a lot of the behind the scenes things, but we've seen a lot of fake things where they take what people know to make something that sounds real. Mm-hmm. But if I had to pick one or the other, I think this is real.
Okay. Anybody else? Y'all think it's real? You think it's fake?
Yeah, so they were working on Bayonetta 3 before Babylon Fall, and that was not revealed at Nintendo's conference or Direct. Mm-hmm. There is no video showing any pictures of the development cycle, and it's a Switch exclusive, right? Mm-hmm. Switch is at its end of its life now. So what's up?
Yeah, no way. Yeah.
That's right. Yep. I've been saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right. I just wanted to throw that out there. I didn't want to go. I didn't even, when I brought it up, I didn't want to dwell on it either.
Babylon Fall doesn't look that great. I'm sorry. It just doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
no,
it needs work.
Look a little ashy.
No, it needs somebody to go in and dunk it, bless it,
Well,
put it in. You know what I mean?
For them to come out and say, "Oh, that's just we wanted to go for an oil paint kind of style look to the game." That's not a good enough excuse, dog.
Yeah, your Astro chain looks better than Babylon Fall, and that's an older Switch title.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't smell good.
Yeah, the smell like that's why I wanted to read it, because I'm like, he seems like, well, this person, I don't know if it's a he or she, but it seems true-ish as I see in the comments. And the relevant, listen, they've done so many things to be shitty towards certain gamers. I don't know, but anyway, let's move on. Something of more importance. Microsoft to use the cloud to future-proof the Xbox One. Is this a smart decision? And what are the possibilities of them doing this? Like, what? I mean, like, I couldn't believe when I read this. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, I didn't even to comprehend something like that is just bananas. So I'm going to go to you first on this with PK.
Yeah.
What?
So
how is
I
this
don't know.
possible?
I know that sounds foreign.
Yeah,
I know that sounds foreign.
Right.
But you guys got to realize that this is already happening. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys know, but PSO2 New Genesis is running on the Switch as well in Japan in the cloud. And there's other games that run on the Switch in the cloud. So this is definitely happening already. And that's how they're going to maintain the Switch life until the next iteration console come out, is through the cloud. So it's not unheard of. I think Microsoft sees this as an opportunity. And it's a good opportunity, because that will also maintain the people who may have invested in the older system to stay in the ecosystem, or even invest into it if they didn't. Into the Game Pass ecosystem, right? So, and they still can play the newer games if they can't have access to the newer hardware.
Okay, all right.
Again, think about it. We know the Switch is not nowhere near on the technical level as our current systems, but it's playing some of the games not because of the technical abilities, but because of the cloud. So if they could do that for that, it definitely can do it for the Xbox.
That's just nuts to me. What about you, Slayer? What is your thoughts about this?
I've been waiting on this announcement for a long time, frankly.
Okay.
Because once they said the cloud, I'm like, the possibilities are endless. And folks, what's the word there? The forebearer of all this, On Live, okay? Who first introduced to us the concept of streaming games. They made mention of all these features, to demo a game before you purchase it, all these things. Because the whole idea is, it doesn't matter how powerful your hardware is, because it's not running on your hardware. All you're doing is playing a video stream, and you're sending back controls. So if you hadn't heard about this before, and it's blowing your mind, well, it should. Because you can demo a game while it's downloading. If your connection is fast enough, you could demo a game even before you download it, right? You could play it, and if you decide, I want this game, set it to download and keep playing the stream, right? It saves all your progress. You go to sleep that night, and meanwhile, your system is actually downloading the game now, and the next time you play, it's there locally with your save, your progress, and everything. You don't even need the new system to do that. You can do that on the old system, okay? This is why it's going to be a feature on the Xbox One. That means to me, the browser, it's not going to be the browser, but if this was not an app that they're going to have, an app that's going to be on the Xbox One, they could just do it on the browser. Is what they do in everything else, And this is why I say Sony dropped the ball, because they were the first in the amongst the console makers to start with this console, with this streaming thing. Okay.
Yeah.
They bought the competitor to OnLive, Gaikad. That was the first competitor. They bought them. When that happened, I thought, Sony is pushing hard, because at the same time, the whole thing.
I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to add this because I just found the list. So the list of games that play in the cloud on the Switch, I can name 4 of them. One is Resident Evil 7. The other one is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The other one is Control. And you know how technically oppressive that is on hardware alone, even on our current high-end CPU GPU combos.
Yeah.
So just think about that. That's an idea of how this can mean success for the original Xbox console. But go ahead, Sick.
Yeah, and also when you say that, see, it works so well in Japan. And this is also why the netcode is crap when it comes to fighting game, because they're just a bunch of little islands. It's right there. It's the same time zone and everything. Of course, they could do that with minimal lag, even on their crap netcode that we've seen in many of their fighting games. This is why that could work. But here in America and in Europe and elsewhere, the netcode has to be up to snuff, and that's what Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and everybody else in this cloud game now is working on, right? And we know the Xbox servers are being upgraded to the Series X hardware. Now, they've never said this, but it seems to me the Series X hardware doesn't need to run one instance of a game on per hardware. So, like, one blade with one CPU shouldn't be running one game for one player. It could run like maybe 2 at 1080p streaming, because it's not running at 4K streaming. It's running at 1080p. So,
which would probably give the indication of why they discontinued the Xbox One X so quickly.
Exactly what I was gonna say. This is what everything they've been doing for a while. It's been a long road, and we can see now what's coming in the future even before they announce it, because all the pieces have been put. It's a long road, and we've seen all the effort they put, the cloud, into the design of the SoC that's in the Xbox Series X and S. It's all a cohesive ecosystem that they've been working on, and now is when they're starting to recoup all those efforts that they've put into buying developers and everything. It's a whole big thing, and and the cloud aspect. A lot of people don't want to use that as their primary, but you don't have to. It's a also ran. And
if people can still boot up their Xbox One S or OG Xbox, then they're still not going to know the difference, because as long as the game runs and they don't have to go and buy a Series S or X at this time, then it shouldn't matter to them whatsoever about if it's running off the cloud or not, because because it really, if people aren't really looking for it, as long as the games work still, that's all they care about, you would think.
And it's especially important now when it's hard to get consoles.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So,
all right.
It's great.
All right, great point. All right, so let me go to you, Steel Rain, on this one.
Yeah.
Give me your expertise on this. I mean, you guys are tech guys. You guys know a lot more than I do about this, but I mean, it sounds pretty spectacular. I mean, it goes back to thinking when they put that billboard up saying that Xbox One was built to beta test for the future. This is kind of the thing that I'm thinking right now because of what they're doing now.
Every Xbox does that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would kind of hold a lot of credence to why they really are looking forward to getting those Series X server blades up, right? To get more access, to get the better hardware in there, to be able to stream those games to you at a higher quality, and also with better performance, lower latency. Again, I feel like that's another reason why Microsoft acquired ZeniMax, is because of the whole Orion hardware, software, I should say, more so. Making it, cutting down the input latency and everything else, because ZeniMax already was working towards a similar solution. So we see that that's something that multiple companies are thinking about already, or we're working towards already. My biggest thing for it, though, is as great as the idea is, and as great as I think it will be in the future, I believe we're still almost a decade away, unless it becomes more extremely more prevalent of it being a mainstay type of thing. Honestly, from I just do a little bit of research, and I believe it's less than that. And I believe I brought it up before, where the majority of people that just in the U.S. are dealing with 40 megabytes of download speed. And that's not the greatest if you're streaming games all the time. Again, it's one of those things to where it's good if you're playing a lot of single player games or whatever the case might be on down the road. But as we get further and further down the road and more multiplayers are introduced, co-op based games are introduced, as we've seen that Microsoft is especially introducing, it seems like, there used to be such a stigma against co-op games and everything. And now there's just a slew of different types of co-op based games, multiplayer games coming out now where your input latency and those things really matter. So it's like, this whole push forward is going to be very beneficial if they can really get more use out of the current hardware that's already established within the different communities, or just within the masses. That's essentially letting anybody say, well, let me just go get any kind of Xbox console so I can play whatever game that I want to play through a streaming service. But you still have to have good internet to back that up. I think, I believe I've said something like this before too, to where it's extremely beneficial in the East, to where they take their whole internet services and everything very seriously. Again, they're always on the go. They're the first ones to get those upgrades and everything. So it's going to be a huge play in the East before it's a huge play in the West. And I feel like that's more so the bigger play in mind anyway. The fact that they know that that's what's going on. They know that they have all these mobile players, all these players that are on the go, all these people that are constantly streaming or whatever the case might be on that side of the world. And that's where you're going to get your more so of your, I guess, your next majority of gamers, right? They say there's 3 billion gamers out there, and we, just in our space alone, maybe touch 300 million between consoles and PC by itself. So there's so much more room out there to be left out there, including you include mobile gaming, and now Nvidia is doing the same type of thing with the Shield and everything, introducing more streaming options. It's one of those things where hopefully it becomes more prevalent to the point where people see the play, and it could cause a shift within the tech industry, or just with different types of servers overall. Again, we see Microsoft making those investments. We see Amazon making those investments, and they're the two that have the biggest farms for those types of things. So, I mean, that's more so, I guess that's more so my perspective on it as of right now. I see it as being a huge benefit for us as hardcore gamers, but at the same time, we're still going to want the hardware. You know what I mean? The newer hardware, the updated hardware,
I want to piggyback off of Steel Rain when he's done.
The more quote unquote powerful hardware. And that's just me going off the top of the dome, whatever the case might be. There's a lot of potential that's left in it. And again, it just speaks to the potential for more accessibility in the long run,
Yeah, no, okay.
Go ahead, PK.
Yeah, go ahead, PK.
I want to say I humbly disagree with a couple of your points, not all of them. Of course, I do agree with your last point, but here in the West, we spend more money than anybody in the East on every media outfit, period. So no matter if it's mobile, no matter if it's TV, no matter what it is, we spend more money here. That's why their advertisement is so heavy here. That's why Sony moved to California, is because the money is made here. And far as the streaming situation, that's just what we do typically now. The cloud is our home on everything, even business. That's just the natural segue to doing a lot of these things. And kind of what I'm getting at is, it's not to kill your point. It's more like it's a different way to look at it, is what I'm trying to do, is just show you a different way to look at it. Is that when it comes to this, you are right. in the East, they're more mobile than they are with us when it comes to playing games in a mobile. But let's be honest, you are right. Most of us hardcore, we're going to get our hardware to play our stuff on. But they're really marketing to, because they already got us sold. They already know we're going to be in there. They're trying to sell to the untapped market, the people that don't buy consoles, that don't play games. The same people who bought a Wii, that made the Wii ridiculously successful, is who they trying to hit. And those people have TVs. They're sitting at home that don't have a console controller, etc., or just play on their iPad or their tablet or whatever it is, and they might play Facebook games, right? Mm-hmm. Or companies that have a rec center but don't really want to put a console in the rec center because, you know, of possible theft.
Right.
You know, the point is they're marketing to all these possibilities that's outside of our normal gaming habit. And that's what I'm getting at. It's not that we won't use it, but when he said billions, he's not talking about you and me. You and me 100%. Are sold.
Yeah,
and he's not talking about Japan, because they don't spend money either. So he's talking about everyone else in between. You know what I mean? And Amazon and Google see that same opportunity. I mean, why would Apple get into the streaming market, right? Because they know it's untapped resources there. It's untapped possibilities of making that revenue. And I know you know this, so please don't take me the wrong way, as you don't want to know that. But I'm just stating that us here in America, we spend money on stuff regardless if we want it, need it, or anything. We just spend money on it. I mean, remember.
But my focus isn't necessarily just to jump in real quick. My focus isn't about the money. It's not about the money that we're spending necessarily. It's about the viability of it necessarily. Yeah, I mean, streaming movies and everything is one thing, but streaming games to the point where it feels almost just as good as you playing on a piece of hardware.
We 100% agree.
We're not quite there yet, and that's the only difference that I'm speaking.
I don't know. I mean, I've been playing Luna. I was playing Luna. And xCloud, we're closer than what a lot of people weren't expecting what we
in some spaces, but we're also paying for a high class internet or whatever the case might be.
Wait, let's just back up because 5G is now and a lot of times faster than home internet.
And everybody's going to have to have 5G.
That's what Verizon was talking about. At E3 is trying to brag about their 5G, but I mean, everyone's gonna have 5G at a minimum is going like 200 down, bro. Right. But at the very minimum, I just want to touch on that. Your download speed is not what matters as much. You only need 15 down. It's your upload that matters most. So your upload is what you need to be fast. So at the end of the day, and that's just far as playing games online. I mean, obviously streaming, you need more bandwidth, but I'm speaking in general, like 5G is killing that easily. And we're not even talking about 6G that they're messing around with. So I can expect that 6G is going to be about almost, if not gigabit speed, right?
Yeah.
So home internet, I speculate that the way we do internet is going to change as well.
It has no choice. It has no choice because it's going to be definitely the haves and the have-nots, and that's not how companies are going to profit if they keep on pushing away.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to reach billions as well.
Incomes. Yeah, so
that's why Verizon was at E3 trying to sell their 5G because they know that gamers want to play. The streaming thing is real. They see the writing on the wall. They're not playing.
I gotta Lemon, do you have anything you want to touch on this before we get to our last topic? And I don't know, D or ND, y'all got anything y'all want to add to this?
I don't know.
Okay, Lemon, he might not be there. All right, I know he's still in, but he probably went around and he probably sleep.
I got the plumbers coming to my club to fix my bathrooms.
Oh, no.
I was downstairs. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, stop.
No, I don't got nothing to add.
Stop clogging them. Damn, man.
Number twos is a problem over here.
Damn.
Some sandwiches, man.
Man, good Lord. All right, so last topic, and it's more of a rumor, but again, I said before we get out of here, I got to be a little messy. So basically, there has been some rumors going on here, basically talking about Demon Souls is having some kind of PlayStation 4 writing or indications going on within the background, leading to the fact of maybe because there's not been so many PlayStation 5s sold like was supposed to be projected, or not as many in the homes as some people are trying to project, and that maybe, just maybe, Demon Souls might be coming to the PlayStation 4 sometime soon. So, okay, so this is just open discussion. Doesn't matter who starts first, but I do want to add this for myself. Listen, Ratchet and Clank might be the only game that might not come to the PlayStation 4, but I'm going to say this again. God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, or Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, Godfall now. Come on, man. Kena.
Insomniac
coming for you.
Insomniac has already said that they can downgrade the game to put it on PS4.
I know. Did they already say that? Did they already say that?
But they can't do it.
Why they can't do it, Lemon? Yes, they can.
That's the hard drive in the PS4 is too slow.
Okay.
5,400 RPMs cannot do that.
Okay, hold on. Listen. That's not the point. See, this is the thing that I learned from my boy the Don, right? Like Don has told me this, right? And the more and more that when I hear people say stuff like this, Don always comes out to be right. He's like, these studios, they can scale anything back. Because they can, the only thing they have to take,
scale is something different.
Yeah, well,
I ain't talking about scaling. But you scale anything back. That's a fact.
Listen. Didn't they say the same thing about the SSD, the power of the SSD for for the for Godfall?
That's a lie. That's a regular game.
Okay, so why? It's
not doing nothing spectacular.
Okay, so
that's
why?
Just graphics.
So why Ratchet and Clank can't do it? I don't believe that they can't do it. They can if they wanted to.
It won't load those worlds, and the way that game is made fast enough. That's why. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. You know that for a fact.
Ask the question.
Are you a developer?
I know about how to build a PC and how they work.
But that's not building a game.
I don't care if Don's a developer. I don't care.
This ain't about Don. This is not about Don. This is about
slow.
Okay. All right.
It's too slow, K-Mega.
So you're saying it cannot be done. It cannot be done.
Never load those worlds fast enough. I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's just physics.
Famous last words.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not going to say never or it will.
I didn't say it. I said it can't do it well.
We had the same discussion about Godfall.
The Godfall was graphics.
It doesn't matter. We had the same discussion about it.
Listen to me. Scaling something back is not the same as changing how a game works.
What's the bigger game, Lemon? Ratchet and Clank or Horizon Zero Forbidden West?
Forbidden West, they could just turn down the graphics.
Okay, there's more technical advantages that game is going to have.
You're just generalizing, but I'm telling you.
Okay, so you're telling me that you can't.
You can believe whatever Don tell you. I'm telling you what it is.
I haven't had to talk to Don about Ratchet and Clank. I'm talking about just in other games previously.
I know other
about
games
other
is different.
Stuff. Okay,
Ratchet and Clank, the way it is made, those hard drives at 5,400 RPMs. Are too slow. It won't load fast enough for how you play that game.
Okay, all right.
You can jump in from one rift to the next, rift to the next.
I've seen.
You'll be loading.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
Listen,
physically, it's impossible.
Okay, ask me the question.
Okay, you're saying you've spoken to the Don many times about other games and other situations.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
this is like last year and this is last year going into the next year.
He ain't talk about Ratchet and Clank.
Hey man,
I'm just
you
saying.
already said what you had to say, Lemon. When you're wrong, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing when you're wrong. You're just gonna have to eat it. You said that about You said that about Forza. Again, when you're wrong,
that's guessing if a game is coming out. That's not technical.
I am there. I'm just saying. Okay, all right.
I wasn't wrong about that SSD either. That external. I wasn't wrong about that. I wasn't wrong about several things.
Oh yeah,
what
no,
I'm
no,
telling you,
but we was in a
it
we
can't
was
be done.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay, go ahead. Ask me question.
Okay.
Ask me question.
So you said you've had conversations
About
with Don
about
on
previous
multiple
games because the whole talk was about scalability and things like that, about going about games going into because remember everybody was talking about the old hardware is going to hold back the new hardware, stuff like that. That's it. I didn't ask Don anything about Ratchet and Clank.
Okay,
Right.
No, my question is, you've had questions for him about other games and other situations before where you took a stance, similar to Lemon, where you thought it wasn't possible, and he told you it's and you didn't believe him, and every time he's been right.
No. I didn't say I believed him or didn't believe him. I just asked because I'm kind of like, this doesn't make any sense to me because if you look at a game like Battlefield 4 that was on older hardware, it still ran. It still was a better enhanced game on the PlayStation 4 and on the Xbox One. So that just doesn't make sense to me. But I needed some clarification because it just didn't seem right to me. Because I'm like, it can't be done.
Well, all I'm gonna say is I see what Lemon is saying, and that's my initial thought too.
Right. No, I get what Lemon is saying.
We've seen this gaming industry so many times do things we think that's not possible.
Right.
But on top of that, Ratchet and Clank, right? Because we've seen many games on the PS5 before, and this is not slander, it's facts. When people keep interrupting when I say something about PS5, there's been many games that don't load faster compared to the Series X, and some that do, but some that do by a lot, and some that do by like milliseconds or a little bit of a second. Okay, it barely made a difference, right? But Ratchet and Clank is made a certain type of way. I could understand that, but at the same time, we've seen similar things in Titanfall and other games. So I'm not going to say it is or isn't, but I would not be so surprised.
Right. That's
somehow possible.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it is either.
Okay.
But hey, that's all I'm going to say on that.
Well, that's why I said
two times in a loading situation, and the PlayStation 4 is going to throw up. I'm telling you, they can't do it. It's too slow.
And you could be right, but the point of the matter is
that's the way the game is made, Mega. That's all I said. Because what it's doing. I
get that, but then it's just like what somebody else is in the chat saying. It's just like you can preload the teleporting. It's not. Listen, remember.
Really?
Hold on.
Hold
on. Wait a minute. Because people are saying. Listen, people are saying the same thing. PlayStation fans were saying the same thing about Medium and how that game. Because I seen other content creators showing different things that kind of related to what Medium was doing, even though it wasn't the same thing. Just trying to make their point, like Medium isn't that type of game that where because that type of game could also be played on older hardware, which Xbox said it can, and the people said it can. So. That's the whole point. If Ratchet and Clank is like that, fine. I'll take the word for it, but I'll take the word of Insomniac
because they built it for that SSD and what is the gameplay. That's what I'm saying.
But I got that. But the thing
the
to me,
scalability is completely different.
I get that, but the point of the matter is, Lemon, I don't put anything past Sony, especially when the situation is at hand, when they want to generate more money. Now, listen, if this game is selling gangbusters, we probably won't ever see it come to PlayStation 4. But if that game is not there, I think with everything that I believe in, that game will come to the PlayStation 4. That's what I'm saying. Just the whole sense, you got more things going on with these other bigger titles. This is different. This would be a different discussion, and I would definitely think that would be wrong if I would say if this was Horizon Forbidden West, and you know what I'm saying. But this is a game that's not on the same tier as Forbidden West or what Ragnarok is going to be, and those games are going to be on the. And remember, they said the same thing about Spider-Man Miles Morales.
But that's a lie. We know that's a lie. It didn't do nothing special. They just made a game with special graphics. What I'm telling you is, all right, look. Prime example.
Yeah.
Prime example. Base PlayStation 4, base Xbox. Do you see how Cyberpunk 2077 is running? That's example.
Okay.
That was built for next gen. Do you see how it performs? It still runs like crap.
No,
it's too much for the hardware. If they
for
can't
what? For you
load
talking about
those
for
cities,
the older games, or are you talking about for
yes,
the newer stuff?
For the older systems.
Okay.
If they can't load that city properly, you know them hard drives are too slow for Ratchet and Clank. They can't even load. It runs at 20 frames a second. Come on. It's
listen,
too much.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. It might not ever come, and we might not ever keep.
All I know is,
but I ain't putting them past Sony.
We have all played games long enough to know not to put our flag in the ground one way or the other on something like this.
Like I said, I could be wrong, but I'm not putting anything past it because
like that.
Listen,
I kind of don't think so, but who knows?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're certain that it won't play.
If it happens,
it is what it is, but it don't matter.
You want to load every time you can't preload it the way the game is made. That's why I said Homeboy didn't play it. You can't. The rips happen, you jump to the wall. Another rip, you choose where you want to go, and it loads instantly. Those hard drives scientifically can't do that. They're too slow. Will it be able to load a level after 45 seconds? Yeah, but it would take away from the gameplay. It can't be done. They're not fast enough.
Even Jazzy Noop is saying.
Jazzy Noop, right?
Yeah, Jazzy Noop saying if you have smart preferencing or whatever, he says you can get around it. Like that's the thing I keep hearing from other people. Is just saying,
y'all just want to try to make it look like it's coming.
No, it's not nothing about it. No. It's not about. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, D. Go ahead, please.
No shade, because I'm listening to both of y'all go back and forth. No shade, but y'all are just saying it's two sides of the same coin.
Right.
And I think you both are right.
Thank
and
you.
The reason why
I'm talking about one game, D. I'm talking about one game, not other games.
No. Let me finish though. Let me tell my story. The reason why I say you're both right and you're two sides of the same coin is because you both are following logic.
All right.
Mega is correct because in logic form, because the past behavioral pattern of Sony is that a game comes to the PS5, it is sold as PS5 only, the game releases only for it to be announced that it's coming to PS4. So basically, he's following the pattern. If it happened before, you already did it with X amount of games, it can happen again. The only two games that I know of that are PS5 only are Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. Everything else, as far as I'm aware of, with the exception, I think, of Destruction and maybe Medieval, has been PS5.
Demon Souls is supposed to have been just only a PS5 title, but that's the whole point of this,
Right. It's supposed to. There have been rumors and murmurings.
Mm-hmm.
But Lemon is also correct.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because Miles Morales, let's be clear, it's an open world game. Mm-hmm. When you enter and go out of a building, PS5 is smooth and buttery. PS4, you're going to have a loading screen. The way Ratchet and Clank is set up, and I remember when they first showed it, my mind just melted because I was just like, how the hell is he putting his cute little grappling hook and next thing you know, a whole new world has loaded. Mm-hmm. You have to have the faster storage to do that so smoothly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, if you put that on a PS4, every time he uses a little grappling hook, you're going to see an insignia on the bottom that says loading because the PS4 cannot handle doing it so smoothly without, stuttering. Now, do I think they should put Ratchet and Clank on PS4? I don't, because I think the way Insomniac made that game, the experience that they want the player to have can only be experienced on PS5. However, money. At the end of the day, money. Like, that's it. Money.
Yeah. If it's going to be worth it to them to port it down.
Right. Yeah.
They're going to port it down.
Get destroyed if they try to.
It won't.
It is.
It's going to get destroyed.
No, it would not get destroyed because people would still buy it.
Right. Yeah, you see what happened to Cyberpunk 2077?
Yes.
Trying to force something on a console that it can't do.
Cannot handle. And that's what I'm saying.
It's going to get destroyed.
What you're saying is correct. It's going to get destroyed and all that, but that doesn't mean they're not going to attempt it. I personally think at some point they may attempt it because money is green and they like money. Also, the fact of the matter is, like I said in the previous podcast, When the PS5 was coming out, we didn't know about coronavirus. We didn't know about the chip shortage. There are thousands, if I'm not mistaken, of PS5s collecting dust.
25%.
There's a horrible attachment rate. That means there's 25% of PS5 sold. They're not getting that. Not only do they have to put the $70 to make it up, but now nobody's paying the $70 because the only way you can play a PS5 game is by having the system, and you cannot get the system. But there are millions of PS4s. What's the financial logic there? You got to figure something out. So I don't think it's going to be instantaneous. I don't think it's going to. I don't. Should it be done? I don't think so. Can they figure out when there's a will and there's money?
There's a way. Right.
So, right. I think you both are right. I think K-Mega is following the behavioral pattern of what Sony is doing.
I agree.
Lemon is following what you should do.
The technological side of it. Right. No, I totally agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're both right.
I think it's worthy to talk, because then if Demon Souls pop up on this, because remember, they said the exact same thing about this game. Granted, it is a different type of game. You're not using the technological things that makes Ratchet and Clank different.
Upgrade.
I get it, but that's the thing too. But like D is saying, like D was absolutely the most logical than us two dumbass behemoths. Because we was butting heads, and I liked it, and I was enjoying it, and you was enjoying it, and I'm like, yes. But she was the voice of reason, and she's absolutely right. That's the one thing that I keep going back to. If they make enough money, they won't do it because they've already hit their quota. If they don't, I just have a feeling like it's one of those things where they just like, man, look, we have to figure something out so we can sit there and get more revenue. And yes, the game would get killed. But do you think the PlayStation fans care?
Oh no, they'll care because they cared about Cyberpunk.
That's not a PlayStation game. That's not. I
get what you're saying, but everybody, both sides killed that.
Hold on, let me both sides. Okay, so this is what's going. This is another rebuttal.
It runs like trash.
Let's make another. I want to make another rebuttal to kill that argument. Period. Because how many people's PlayStations has been fucking up by playing these newer games, and they ain't saying nothing.
A lot.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's my point.
Well, I'm being messy, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to say about this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Ratchet and Clank. Listen, as great, and it's amazing. What Lemon is talking about, I've seen it. It's instant, right?
Yeah.
But
I've been watching
it's not a preloaded situation.
No, it's instant. It's fantastic.
Right. But listen close to what I'm saying, okay? It cannot just be the speed of the drive, because if it was, we would see this. Okay, not the thing exactly what they do in Ratchet and Clank, because it's a whole motif where you're loading into a whole world. He's got the grapple hook in the whole world. I get that, right? But you would see super fast loading times for most every PS5 game, especially the ones that are native on PS5 and not just PS4 game upgraded. They would see more games that are loading like that, and you don't. So it's not just the drive with Ratchet and Clank, it's how they're caching the data and whatever they're doing in the background. That's what Jazzy Noop is talking about. Yeah. That's why I think I don't want to say yes or no. It's not just the drive. There's how they arrange the data, whatever they're doing to get it done right.
It's not a rebuttal to you, Sick. Like, can I add something?
Yeah.
It's not a rebuttal to anybody. Can we just say that if it was on PS4, it's not a true remake?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Slander. That was delicious.
That was delicious. That was real delicious. That was real delicious. And then we got Ghostmark. Ghostmark says, "How do we know that SSD isn't fast enough? Do you know the exact speed that the Clank needs to do whatever it does?"
One of the fastest things out there.
Right. Like, I mean, it looks. If you look at it, it's like, yeah, this is something that is definitely next gen hardware. Even though people might have this feel about the medium, and how, but that's next gen hardware as well, because the older stuff can't do what medium does, and so Ratchet and Clank could be in that same spot. I just I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Keep going. Somebody said they wanted to say something. Go ahead.
You good?
Okay, all right.
That was PK, but he said what he had to say. So
okay, all right. So,
I wanted to piggyback off K-Mega.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So you stated previously that some of the newer games that are strictly on PS5 are the systems themselves are having issues running it.
Yes.
I just saw this week this gamer. She was on PlayStation, and she was having an issue. I forgot what game it was, whether it was Ratchet and Clank or Returnal. One of those games. There's a newer game released, and she was actually getting dragged in the comments and the replies on Twitter. And she was just like, this is why I don't say anything. Because a lot of people, when I mention I have an issue with my PS5 or a game is causing my system to crash, they're saying I'm lying. And I saw one dude, he was like, I've never had an issue. You're lying. And I was just like, hold on.
See?
You didn't? What the hell?
Do y'all not know how, everything works?
All right, I'm going to say this to you, D. You're right.
It was so weird. So there may be more people that are having issues. Because, I use Twitter, Reddit to see about solutions. Thankfully, I haven't had to do it in a very long time. But I've gone to people like, yo, have y'all gotten the update? Have y'all had the issue? And people will respond. But there are people that are just like, yo, what do I do with my system? It's having this issue. And instead of getting help from their quote-unquote community, there are let me not say that. There are people like, oh my gosh, try this, try this, try this. But there are people that are just like, no, that's my system's working fine. So you're lying. And it's just like, really, bro?
I hear a lot of people had issues with Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see one problem. But that don't mean it's not happening.
I
didn't experience that.
I
seen dudes talk.
It worked
crazy.
a lot.
Like,
it worked really well. It worked really well, but it still had its issues. Like the game still had.
I just said I ain't never seen it. I didn't say it didn't have it, but it's the same scenario. But if somebody says something, I don't know why people take that personal. Because if you're not having a problem, you should be happy. Why are you taking it personal? But it's obviously on Returnal. It's the roguelike side of the game. I didn't complain about because I knew what I was buying. But I didn't see a lot of the issues either in Returnal. I just didn't see it. And then when everybody kept talking about it's crashing the system, I waited till 4 patches. I ain't want that smoke, so I waited. But I never got a chance to experience that door not opening. You know what I'm saying? Or it freezing up my system. I'm like, I don't want this system to freeze because PlayStations are notorious for getting bricked for doing system updates while it's in rest mode. I don't know why anybody puts a Sony PlayStation in rest mode. They've been getting bricked since PS2.
Mine's always in rest mode.
Situation.
Mine's always in rest mode.
Nah. You better not trust Sony. You better do your update manually yourself when it says it's time to update.
I do it. I do it manually, but I don't ever.
Don't let your system from Sony ever update itself.
No, I don't let that happen. But I do put it on rest mode though.
It can't.
Shout out to my boy King David. PlayStation 5 broke. Shout out to Cognito. PlayStation 5 had issues. Listen, it is what it is. I never had the issue because I'm like, I'm gonna wait. I don't want that smoke. I'll wait.
I just want to say, and listen to the whole thing because you're just gonna do what you did before, which is why I'm bringing this up. Before, when I was talking about the PS5, and you were like, "Oh, no," and what Lemon says proves it. Remember when the PS5 first came out? All over Twitter, people were showing the issues, particularly with Miles Morales, and the colored screens. And I've mentioned before, Lemon has mentioned before, PK.
Assassin's Creed, that was a big one.
Right, Assassin's Creed was a big one, right? Those types of glitches are consistent with overheating hardware.
Yep.
Right. Particularly GPU, right? This is the kind of thing I was talking about before, and you say I'm being all negative and messy or whatever the hell you were saying. But it is what it is. We've seen it constantly. But what D is talking about now is, in my mind, why we don't hear it as much now. Because if you speak up, you get stomped down by 50,000.
Oh no, they do. Yeah, no, I no, that part is true. No, you're absolutely right about that.
Who's coming after you?
Right.
And that one person who might be trying to help, he or she is drowned out.
Yep.
But by all these, fanatical cult members. It's insane. That's why I don't want a PS5. This is what I called out before it came out. It was sus to me. I was saying this for a year now. It was sus. Now the system is out. I don't want one until they have that redesign or die shrink or whatever they do. And we're already hearing the rumors about 6 nanometer. already we're hearing about this because there's a problem. And I've been called, and I'm not gonna say, "Oh, I'm right," but it's the proof is in the pudding, folks.
Oh no,
the proof is in the pudding.
Main problem with the PS5
you and PK brought that up about it with the heat sink and all with the heat sink and all that stuff. Yeah, he was absolutely right about that.
Is the 1994 way how to cool your system?
Yep,
that is the problem. Yep. When they put that system together, we always saying like, "You see what they did?"
Yeah,
because SSD, the faster they are, the hotter they burn, right. and the shorter the lifespan. That just doesn't change.
Yep.
It just doesn't change. It's just what it is. That's why in Xbox and PS4s, we got 5,400 RPMs. You know they got 10,000 RPM hard drives. Why nobody don't use them? They out there.
Yeah.
They use 5,400 because it's safe. It's cool. It could be cool simply. As soon as you start touching 72 and above, you have a problem. That's just what it is. I want an SSD. I say, yeah, you're going to pay for it too.
You're going to have to pay for it.
You're going to pay for it.
Why you pay for it, though?
Everybody's building new PCs. If you got a old SSD, M.2 slot, right? Nobody got two gigs in their computer. Everybody got one. Why? Because 2 gigs cost too much goddamn money.
That PK here.
2 gigs is 400 plus.
Facts.
I know. I got
one dude told me he should double the cost on Xbox so it could cost as much as the Xbox Series X. Sure.
And I got the Western Digital.
It's expensive.
The Samsungs are $450. Mine was $400, and they the same speed. So
I paid $100 and I got the 500 and I'm good. I just went bought a whole bunch of externals.
Right. I hate to hear people pump this technology and then you don't want to pay for it. You think, that's just the memory card. That memory card is like Star Trek to you.
Yeah.
You don't have no idea what it takes to make that card. And it's small as hell.
And it's hot swap.
Yes.
Piece of metal for the cooling that attaches to the heatsink.
The boards come with the heat sinks built in now, but the thing is,
all right, guys, we are nerding out. We got to get out of here. Come on now, y'all about to really nerd out here on me, and I'm gonna have to let the football players hem y'all's asses up, take y'all for your pockets.
It's expensive. Yeah, it's that simple.
All right, guys, thank you. We're about to get the hell out of here. Let's do our sign outs. Another great show.
Can I go first? I know the ladies first, but can I go? Because I got to meet somebody in my city.
Man, you just got to go use the toilet because you got your toilet fixed. Go ahead.
I want to go clog it up. World premiere.
World premiere. 108 Dragons TV. Listen, give me shout outs.
Y'all can find me at 108 Dragons TV.
All right, shut the hell up. Okay, D, where can they find you at?
Wow. I give up my time for tomorrow. I changed my time for my man Pong Soul and you know my Steel. Shout out to your partner coming through to blow it up tomorrow. But we're going live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. We're gonna talk all things E3, and I promise I'll talk about some more hard drives. No, you're not. Gotta go. Good show, y'all. Good show. See y'all next week.
All right, man.
Bye.
All right, so Still Rain, the next person that got to get up early in the morning, man. I keep you until all night long talking on GRG, man. What's happening? What you got going on, man?
Man, look, y'all already know what it is. Look, we had another fantastic night within the GRG kingdom. I'm over here live getting it in on Guilty Gear Strive. Y'all already know what time it is.
Oh, you playing some Guilty Gear Strive? What you playing it on?
I'm playing on PC. You already know what it is, man.
Oh well, this shit we gotta run something. You need to bring.
Yeah. We definitely gotta run it. I'm trying to get semi-nice. I've been running online.
Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Well,
look,
that
man.
means PK got to pick it up so he can,
Oh yeah.
Get that head beat. Get that head beat.
I like to be on K Mega stream. Playing around with them.
You gonna get your head beat in this. This ain't
something one of these nights.
Yeah.
Man.
We'll be playing it on Fight Night this week. This week because my boy Yobi, he got it.
Let me tell you something. BlazBlue and Guilty Gear is what I played in game battles.
I don't care what you did, man. Tournaments, battles, whatever, man. And this ain't even. Yeah, come and bring it. Just bring it.
You say that.
I say it, and I'm just saying. Come and get it. I'm over here putting hands on level 51s. I'm putting hands on level 51s. I went up there to the top. And I beat them.
Remember what you said in Soul Calibur, and I told you, bro.
I
do this.
I
did this
I
for-
told
I'm
you
only
that.
on level like 5 in the tower or whatever.
Right. Go ahead.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I love the rank system that
that's
they got in Guilty Gear.
D
It's
is over here
amazing.
shaking her head like, man, what's going on here? Go ahead, man.
But other than that, man, to get back to the outro, look,
Yes.
y'all can catch me right here every Friday, 8 p.m. on GRG, where gamers are recognizing game, as y'all, if y'all can't tell just yet. Where we keep it live, raw, and uncut, and then I carry it right on over into your Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UK time, with the brother from another, my boy Pong Soul, where we come and give you that rain and that soul to get you started into your weekend, give you that energy boost, that authenticity, that organic energy that I feel like only me and my bro can bring. And look, man, we're not console essential. We're just talking everything that's going on within the gaming universe. Other than that, man, look, we had another fantastic conversation tonight. E3 has been a hell of a week. It been hell of exciting to see what we're going to anticipate over the next year or so to get us to that next E3, and hopefully we'll be able to meet up next year and really get it popping and pop up a couple bottles or whatever the case.
Yes.
So other than that, man, much love to the chat. Y'all was getting it straight out in the mud tonight. And other than that, y'all have a fantastic night, and hopefully we'll see you in the morning on that living split screen.
No doubt.
Much love.
No doubt. No doubt. Six Slayer. You're over here taking it personal because I called you a fanboy. But sucker, you are.
No, I'm just saying, like, I was making points and like,
yeah, you was on your fanboy.
When he's trying to make it, you can say whatever you want, but I be making points, and who's gotta like mess it all up by talking crap and then leave no time for your boy with the facts. But anyway.
Oh, remember I do that? Remember you say every time you hear me do that, ha! You say it sound like somebody slipping on a banana or some shit. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Yeah, well, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me everywhere. Great games to play it, except on any of Nintendo's platforms, because they straight disappointed me. And so you ain't gonna find me on any of their platforms for a while longer, it seems. But come check me out tomorrow on the Dragon's Den with Pong Soul, one of the most friendly dudes I know in this community. Like, real talk, like, awesome guy. In fact, he's got like 3 podcasts to do tomorrow, so not going to keep him for too long. But yeah, come check us out tomorrow, a little hour earlier, for the Dragon's Den. And of course, right back here, GRG next week.
Are you gonna do a Brooklyn or a Connecticut or
hey, man,
Philly?
Or, man. I'm a different type of Brooklyn dude, man.
Okay, all right.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Oh man, all right. D, thank you. You know what I'm saying, for coming as usual. Let everybody know where they can find you at, and yeah. Again, thank you. You were the voice of reason. That was very, very well done. Because me and Lemon was going to butt heads we still would probably be talking about it right now. So that was well done. Kudos to you. So where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at Gingy's Mom, and PlayStation and Xbox at Kirby Titan, and of course GRG every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, chewing the fat, talking the news, all that jazz. But yeah, thank y'all for coming out.
No doubt. And last but not least, PK, the man who swears he's just the best at every fighting game, but the ones he gets his head beat in, you don't ever see him, so he only brags about the ones that he can beat you in. So go ahead, PK. Soul Calibur and Smash. That's it. I ain't seeing you no Mortal Kombat anymore. Didn't see you no Tekken no more. Didn't see you with no.
You still trying to be messy, man.
Okay, go ahead. PK, where can they find you at, brother?
Oh, I want to be clear. I've never competed in Tekken or Mortal Kombat, but Street Fighter and etc. I could give you a list, but the point is,
Street Fighter. I ain't never seen you put no hands on me in no Street Fighter.
Listen, let me tell you something. Look at my achievements, cuz. All right, don't test me.
Okay, hey man, look, don't worry about that. And it's like this. Just look at my gameplay and look at what I do to my competition.
Victory is mine.
What is it? The computer on level 1 or something? What is it?
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be whooping ass like somebody's like it's a bot. But anyway, go ahead. Where can they find you at?
Everybody tonight. Jeez.
Listen, thanks for coming through. Thanks for everyone on the panel. Thanks for having a good show. I know we cut up. We poke jabs, but it's all love at the end of the day. And for show, definitely Catch me here every Friday on GRG. Tomorrow we doing the Dragon's Den an hour early. We definitely still going to have a good show, so check us out. Even if you're not around, check us on the rerun every Thursday. We're going to be doing the 4GQ TV, and please be on the lookout for more content from me on my channel for sure. We got some projects on the line, and you know, for me, I do things a little different. It's not all about gaming. For me, again, I'm the most select fry man in all entertainment, so that's what I do. And hey, guys, you know, after E3 would put the cherry on top for me is my man Milestone Media returns. Static's comic launched on Tuesday, and it was fire. I'm telling you now, check it out. It is the #1 selling comic on Amazon right now.
Nice. All right, and I wish Lemon was here, but I'll save this just for him. Guys, we're about to get out of here, but remember, the real GOAT in the NBA is this man right here. Michael Jordan. Don't you ever forget it. That's the true king. There, LeBron got bounced out the first round. Michael Jordan did it. Let's go. Gang. Michael Jordan, let's go. Everybody, have a good night. We close. We almost closed. A lot of people, we get to that 70% vaccinated, the people can start getting out and they can start doing the pants off dance off again. Let's go. Everybody have a good one.
Not Georgia. We lacking.
Are y'all lacking in Georgia? Oh man. Well, yeah, it's like 54% out here in Oklahoma, so it is, it is what it is. But, all right, guys, have a good one. Everybody have a blessed one. Until next week. Peace.
Peace. That's a Lego.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.